machine, angry kid, bad at every level, calling out the kings and the fish and lady devils. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise, burning down the town. He talks, he fights, he stays up through the night. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise, he wears a digital crown. Digital crown. Burn it all down. Paradise. No more monsters, no more lies, no more games. Underneath the hollow skies, one man army gets the flood, spilling out the data like it's fresh blue blood. Paradise is burning down. Words of paradise, burning down the town. He talks, he fights, he stays up through the night. Paradise is burning down. Words of paradise, he wears a digital crown. Burn it all down. Paradise. Shut it down, log off, just walk away. Paradise, paradise, come tonight.
Welcome back to the Sunday special stream. How are all you vital idols doing? Boy, do we have a fun show for you today. And by fun show, I mean a show I put together in an hour because I didn't even get home until 2.5 hours ago, as I've been out of town since yesterday morning. But let me tell you, it was a good goddamn visit. I don't know how many of y'all ever gotten to see Avenged Sevenfold and or Good Charlotte live, but guys, they kicked ass. My God, what a good time. If you can tell, my voice is a bit of a put on because my throat is fucking shot. So thankfully, I've got a beautiful partner in crime here to help carry the show today, both with her commentary and her looks. Sevi, tell the people who you are, what you do, the whole nine.
Yep. Hello, everybody. I am Sevi. I'm a lawyer. I'm a gamer, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen right now. Let's go.
Yeah, wide variety of topics. So yeah, Resident Evil, Pokemon, the Civil War. Because you know, on the Sunday special stream, we got one rule: no culture war stuff. We don't really talk about the culture war. Maybe every now and again, something we thought to do is tangentially related to it, but no politics, no culture war. It's just all fun stuff in the realm of gaming, internet rabbit holes, drama, chaos. Why are you laughing?
Because the wizard says, Leon, without you, Chad bullied all of us in SNH. Oh, he knows. I told him about the AI feed pictures. He knows. I told him about your pink dress, too. So he is very much aware because I was texting him the entire time.
I was sitting there, like, I was going back and forth from hearing like A7X be like, you're a fucking nightmare, and then getting text heavy being like, oh no, they're showing my AI feet on SNH. Like, it was, let me tell you, it was a very strained dichotomy. Yeah, sorry that I missed SNH to not be the punching bag of the stream, but I'm pretty damn sure I've only missed, like, in the history of being on that show, 5, 6 episodes, something like that. I rarely miss. I feel like I earned this, but that being said, I am sorry to hear that. Although I'm glad you're here, because I do gotta tell you something interesting, something fun. I haven't told you this yet either, hun. So
Wow.
after the show, so my aunt lives in St. Louis. My aunt is fucking awesome. We are much closer in age than like I don't know. We're not much closer in age, but my aunts are actually closer in age than my dad and my aunt because my dad's like the oldest. My aunt is one of the youngest, and there's quite the disparity. And so her and I have a lot in common, into a lot of the same shit and whatnot. Same with her boyfriend. And I was over at their place today after the concert, and my aunt's boyfriend or husband, whichever it is, super cool dude, is building his own indie game, which he had mentioned
Wow.
about a year ago, but it is a streamer-oriented parody of Slay the Spire. Like it's Slay the
Oh.
Spire, but the themes is called like Streamer Wars or something, and it's all gonna be like it basically he's only got the engine built and like the skeleton of it, but it's gonna be like effectively very similar gameplay, but using like parodies of streamers and stuff. And the attacks are things like canceled and like donation and like, so, like the stuff on the cards. And so like super cool. He showed me the skeleton of it. He's basically at the stage where the engine's built. He needs to do some more balance testing. And then he was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to end up paying somebody or like crowdsourcing to get the art done, or if I'm just going to say fuck it and go full AI with it. And I was like, I'm going to be real, man. At least for now, while you're in the building stages, I'd fucking use AI because no real person actually cares. No real person actually cares.
Nobody does. Seriously. Nobody
But
does.
the game's effectively fully functional and like fully functional for play testing. It's like not ready for a demo or anything, but you can play test it. They put me in a dress. Are robes and a dress really that different?
Let me find that clip from HypnoStream. So let me share it because it's so funny. It deserves to be seen again.
Oh dear. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna be seeing it. No, I didn't catch anything. My voice is fought from screaming at the concert. So I'm just it's real rough. But no, I don't feel sick or anything. My throat just hurts. But thank you for worrying. But no, I just thought it was really cool that he was also like, yeah, dude, the indie scene is where it's at. Fuck AAA. He's apparently very anti Sony. He was very anti what they're doing with AAA gaming. So to find that out about my aunt's husband was like cool as fuck. The dude was always awesome, but like he was putting his command station was in. I don't think I've ever seen like you know when you like watch a Batman movie or something and a motherfucker got like an 8-monitor setup.
Mm-hmm.
This bitch had an 8-monitor setup.
Wow.
Like that's a command center. And dude had an 8-monitor setup.
Wow. I'm sharing my screen, by the way. So we can all relish on this.
No, I'm not sure. I don't.
You know, you didn't really have
I do not consent to this. All right. Well, here we go.
Whoa.
Holy shit! Hey,
What the fuck? What?
Whoa! Why did he turn?
And they need sheep too. Do you want to see sheep? Hold on.
No, it was no. Their feet. You didn't tell me there were feet involved. You just told me about a wizard in a dress. You didn't tell me feet were involved.
Oh yeah, look. We said this was you in the concert being all Karen. Hold on, let me find this.
No, somebody actually went full Karen on me.
Oh, okay.
Like everyone's standing up, everyone's rocking out, everyone's headbanging the whole nine. And the dude in the seat next to me, him and his girl are sitting down, and they're like the only ones sitting. And apparently I was rocking out a bit too hard, so I'd like gotten in front of him. But by the way, he was like 6'4" or something. He towered over me, so if he just stood up, but he like taps me on the shoulder and he's like, hey, do you mind moving over? Like, it's cool to have fun, but some of us are also trying to enjoy the show. And I'm like, I want to start shit, so I was just like, yeah, by all means, sorry. I moved over to the left a little bit. I'm looking around. Everyone else is standing. Everyone's rocking. This lazy fuck with his ugly ass mixed race girlfriend are the one sitting down. Like, bitch, you're a metal show. Stand the fuck up and rock out. Fuck you. So yeah, someone else was Karen on me, actually.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, fine.
So let's see what we got going on here, boys. This is it. Let me bring up the super. All right. Renee says go ahead and turn sheep. Renee, you ready for this? Chat, you ready for this?
I'm not. Do it.
All right. Take a screenshot of this.
Oh no.
Here we go. Here we go. I don't know what's gonna happen, so hopefully it's
Oh,
nothing
no.
crazy. All right, here we go.
What?
No.
So yeah, babe, that's what you missed. I'm pretty sure, thank God you were not there, because then the stuff like they would have made one for you. You
I
know
say
they
there would
would
have
have
been
put
one of me.
dress.
There would
It
have
would
been one
have
of me.
been
I
so bad.
picked a
It
good
would have
episode to
been
miss.
worse. It would have been worse than fake wizards one. Just saying.
No,
It
no,
would have been so bad.
Sheep's was kind of cool. Sheep being a black sheep showing up the hoof, like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I won't lie. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Whoever made that one. The wizard one is straight up fucking
Hypno made
cursed.
them.
Oh,
Hypno
Hypno
made
did
those.
them? Oh, so they paid him and then Hypno made them?
Yeah.
No, that's straight up cursed, dog.
Yeah,
sheep
the one
was
that they
cool.
did of me was bad. Like my face looked like, I don't know. It looked like I was like 40. Like my face looked like I was like 40 pounds bigger, and I was like, oh, this is.
I don't know. I
bad.
feel like we have to
Feels-
see it. I mean, you're over here putting other people's trauma out there. Wizard says now play Sevi.
Oh.
So I think you're owed. I think we're owed after that.
Fine, fine. And they also made me super white too. Just hold on. I need to find it again. It made me look so bad, dude. It was like just so bad.
And AI has come so far that we're not even doing none of that four tonus anymore. Although my boy Paul ever whipped out his toes on stream, he only has 4. So you would think it was AI.
He sent
They
me the
turned
picture
7 to a
of-
Disney adult TikTok. No.
It was so bad, dude. It was so bad. It was like, this is bad. It's just bad.
All right,
Mm,
let's see it. Show it. Lay it on me.
I'm looking for it. Hold on, I'm looking for it.
Oh, of course, the one you don't have time stamped is the one they did of you.
I had no timestamps for any of these.
No, you were just able to bring them up within 10 seconds flat, like you
Well,
didn't
because
fucking have this mark.
theirs were done at the end. Mine was not done at the end.
Likely story. While you're doing that, I'm gonna say hey to the chat and hit these supers. First of all, Clipboard20 is here. Shout out to you, Cliff. Jack SG2s, Michelle X22, Murboth coming in with a 2-banger. I see Nemesis intrigued. Also, play my Suno song. Did you send it to me in a DM or is it in the Countercast chat? I need to know so I can. I've been off social media and whatnot for the last day and a half or whatnot, so there's a lot of stuff piled up. I've been I browsed Twitter a little bit, but yeah, let me know where it is. That Darn Otaku, shout out homie, how you doing? Saint Hugo is here, Demon Carol, Jeremy Hughes reviews, Trauma Tuna over on Kick, although he's doing his own stream soon, but it was nice to see you here.
Right, I found
Cool
it.
Gamer, shout out to you. Fell Step, you found it?
Yep, I found it.
All right, let's see it.
It's so bad, man. It's so bad. Okay.
Full screen.
There you
All
go.
right, let's do it.
You, Renee.
Look at what they did to my face. It's so
Wow,
gross.
yeah.
Oh, we're cooked.
See what they did to my face? It makes it look like I'm like 50 pounds, like way bigger. It's like gross.
Bro, it's like the AI turned you into a fat Mexican Chrissy Mayer.
I know it's so gross, but there was one really good one. Hold on. This AI is one is probably better. Hold on. This one. If you have
I
that-
did see this one on X. Feel free to play it, but I saw this one on X. I actually
Is-
bookmarked it.
no.
I thought it was fucking funny.
Oh shit, Savvy. Uh-oh.
What?
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 Her boyfriend.
Oh, it's the
What
worst.
happened?
Worse.
I did not do anything.
Oh,
no!
Oh
It's
no!
ugly now.
Oh, no.
Oh
Ugh.
no!
There you go.
The pot.
There
It
you
was so
go.
gross. It was funny, but it looked so gross.
It did
So
look
yeah,
really bad.
they all had fun while I was away. True Hazard Warriors here, Clipboard 20 swinging on by over on Kick. Shout out to you, homie. Appreciate you. The True Hazard Warrior coming in with $1 due. Thank you again. What's up, Wiz? I appreciate you, brother. Melphis Sky is here. Ryan Wortman. I know you missed Saturday, but I hope you had a good Saturday. I had a dope ass Saturday. I was not expecting Good Charlotte to put on as good a show as they did. Like Avenged Sevenfold, I knew it'd be awesome because they're Avenged Sevenfold. I was not expecting Good Charlotte to put on that cool of a show. It was fucking sick. Shout out Cool Gamer over on Kick. If you guys are watching on Kick, I would appreciate mommy and stick around over there. It actually is. We are a hair away from being we're already monetized on Kick, from being verified on Kick, like with the check mark and everything. We just need to hit a few more milestones. So if you are watching and you're watching on Kick, it actually means the world to me that you guys are doing it over there. So shout out to you. Thank you. Az is up in this bitch. Shout out to you, Az. Raduca is here. Charlie Nuclear, what is up with you, man? Let's see. Avenged Sevenfold was better anyway. Than any of this that was going on. Yes. Yes, Avenged Sevenfold was certainly better than AI feet picks. Yeah, absolutely. Not even a question. Rocket Hound Dog, what's up, homie? I appreciate you. Matt Stanford. Don't do this. Do it. What a wild way we're off to starting the show. Akatsuki Atreus with a 2-banger. Welcome back, Leon. Do you like my battle stance? Yes, you look plug ready. You look plug ready, Akatsuki Atreus. Shout out. Thank you for the 2-banger, homie.
Plug ready?
Plug ready. Well, he was all bent over and shit. 316 Remy, how you doing? I appreciate you. What is up? I think that's most of y'all. If I miss anyone, Sleeping Nova, Hunty Chan. We're gonna get into the show. It's gonna be a good time. You know how the Sunday special works. We chill, we relax. It's and we just basically go down some internet rabbit holes. Me and Sebi got a little Pokemon guessing game to play later to see who is the true actual Nintendo simp. For once, I'm actually hoping to lose a game. But before we get anything else, Sebi has provided us with hopefully gold. You see, she has turned me on, based, to a channel called Weird History. And this title was too good to pass up. Shout out on June and May for following over on Kick. Thank you. The unluckiest homeowner during the Civil War. All right. There's got to be a story here. Let's go.
Sometimes fate has strange designs on the lives of mortal men. You think you're
Anjuna Main just subscribed. Shout out. Thank you so much for the sub over on Kick. You absolute legend. Thank you. And then Cliff said, I did send 500 kicks. Say, hey, Leon, Savvy Chat. Kick gave me free kicks to so shove and take my money. Leona, thanks for being a good dude. What? It doesn't show that kicks were sent. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I'm not trying to tell you to send money or anything. That's not my intent whatsoever. It's just not showing on the Kick side of things for whatever reason. So shout out. Let me go ahead before we watch the video. Let me give you guys a clip for what was done over on Kick. I appreciate your clip. I'll take your word for it. On June and May, this is for you. Murdoch with a 2-banger. It was Discord DM, just FYI for afterwards. Excellent. Thank you. I will get to that after this. Excellent. I appreciate that. Let's get y'all a clip. Give me one moment here. Let's see. What are we going to start off with today? You know, I think we'll start off the show right.
Now excuse me while I harass someone for having pronouns in their bio.
You love to see it. Let's stay bigoted and let's find out about this World War II story. Civil War story.
You're just a wholesale grocer one day, and the next, you have a front row seat to the largest domestic military conflict in American history. And that's exactly what happened to a man named...
Yo, his beard looks faker than Wizards. Like, does it not? This beard looks faker than Wizards. You are muted, woman.
Fucking hell, I was muted twice. I was trying not to type and then have chat hear my typing.
Keyboard. I'm not Hypno.
Okay, all right. Yes, the beard looks bad. I unmuted on my Roadcaster and I made a comment. I was like, what? Anyway, yes, that looks really bad. It looks like it's a bad copy and paste. I don't know.
Yeah, you were double muted. That is Cindy's usually muted, but she's single muted. You double Cindy'd.
Wilmer McLean, who holds the bizarre distinction of owning the property
Oh,
where the
God.
battle for our nation's soul took place twice. So, today we're investigating how the Civil War started and ended at the same guy's house. But before we do that, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel and let us know in the comments what other bizarre coincidences you'd like to hear about. Okay, hope you're ready to think twice about home ownership, because here we go.
Nope. Nope, I'm not going to think twice. Look, since we were talking about the Civil War, I think of homes the same way I think of black people. Property, and you should own it.
Nice quiet house in the countryside.
Born May 3rd, 1814, Wilmer McLean worked as a wholesale grocer. Given his place in American history, we'd love to be
Okay,
able
the
to tell
beard here
you he
looks
was
way
a
better.
standard.
I wouldn't say way better. It looks marginally better.
Yeah, I mean, like, it looks like now it's like a little bit more like curly and like fluffy instead of the thing that looked like it was like a bunch of grease, like a piece. Like, it looked like before, it looked like somebody just shaved it off an animal and just like put it in and
but
glued it
now
on
he
his
got that
face.
Asmongold hairline even worse, and his eyes look very extraterrestrial.
Which also begs the question, why does he have a curly beard and his hair is straight?
Part Amish. I got fucking nothing.
Error for contemporary ideals. But he was actually exceedingly pro-Confederate. Like, super duper Confederate. A
Base.
full-on slave owner who married a
Even
wealthy
more
widow
base.
in 1853 and began running a sizable plantation. And by all estimates, McLean was a very successful dude. Of course, it didn't hurt that he married into a wealthy family, because that served as a backbone for many of his initial entrepreneurial efforts. But it is impressive that he managed to pull it off with his notably Lincoln-esque facial hair. Lincoln not being terribly popular in the South at the time, for whatever reason. Anyway, the property McLean owned was located in Prince William County, right behind the Potomac River in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That property featured a small moving body of water called the Bull Run Stream, which might sound familiar to anyone who took elementary school level history, as it was the site of the first Battle of Bull Run.
Does it
the
sound
first
familiar
major
to you?
skirmish of the
Yeah, well, then we said Bull Run River. I was like, okay, so Battle of Bull Run. Like, yeah, I knew the battle, but that's the extent of really what I know about this story so far.
Civil War.
Better question, considering you're a foreigner, did it sound familiar to you?
No, it did not. That's why I
Okay,
asked.
that's about what I expected.
In 1861, Confederate General P.G.T. Beauregard commandeered McLean's property as the headquarters of the Confederate troops. This sounds pretty aggressive, but back in those days, it was actually a fairly standard wartime practice on every side of the political spectrum. Historically speaking, there are countless stories of insurgent military operations setting up headquarters in the sizable homes of affluent individuals during various occupations or invasions.
I love the thought of this. Like, just imagine a bunch of army dudes rolling up on your property, rolling up on your house, be like, yo, you
Yeah.
like your slaves? Yeah? You want to keep them? Yeah? Then give us your fucking house so we can turn it into a base of operations.
I
Like,
think they
that's-
just took over the house. I don't think they even said, "Do you want to keep your slave?" I think they just took over.
Yeah, I know, but it's a lot more interesting when you throw in the idea of this only gets to work if you only get to keep your slaves, and we like this because I want to keep bringing up how
Yeah.
base slavery is. That's my point.
Got
Apparently, at some point during one of my more recent videos over on the gaming channel, I said something about slavery being based, and it must very well be a new viewer to the gaming channel who's not watched my main content because they like timestamped. I made a pro slavery joke and they timestamped it. They're like, okay, this video is really based so far, but is this dude actually being serious about like being pro slavery? All I did was heart the comment, didn't respond, just hearted it, and moved on.
That's hilarious.
Every army does it, but the Confederates didn't exactly pick the McLean farm at random. In fact, they didn't pick it all. It was offered to them. According to General Beauregard,
Good for
McLean
them.
provided the Confederacy with valuable intelligence about the area and even offered up the buildings on his farm to the Confederate troops. That included his home, as well as his barn, which was converted into a military hospital. Yes, thanks to his Confederate leanings, as well as the fact that he was a retired officer in the Virginia militia, McLean was ready, willing, and generally eager to help with the war effort. If he had been a younger man, he probably would have even re-enlisted.
Look at
But
that.
unfortunately for
They
him,
added more hair.
They're trying to
That
take our
looks like a
slaves.
fucking-
They're trying to take our slaves. Somebody has to pay.
It does.
Toupee,
It looks like a. Yeah, it looks like a fucking
Fuck
feather.
you.
That's what
Toupee
it
was
looks
way
like.
funnier than you just made it sound. I'm just saying.
I mean, it was funny. That's why I laughed. But it
You
just
sort of
looks like a
snorted
feather.
and said the word toupee, but all right.
he was 47 and too old to endure active duty again. It's also worth noting that by that point in his life, McLean had way too much to lose. Specifically, a wife, a plantation, and oodles of money that he had accrued speculating on sugar and other commodities. Nonetheless, he invited the Southern Army into his home, which
Sugar, by the way, being the name of his favorite slave gal that he would occasionally go visit in the evening when his wife was asleep.
immediately
Oh come on!
led to some
Back in the
hilarious
day, I don't
sitcom
think it was that secret. I think he just went.
That's, you know what? Fair enough.
style hijinks. For example, on July 18th, 1861, Beauregard was eating supper in the kitchen when a cannonball tore through the structure and landed squarely in the kitchen fireplace. You might not find that so funny,
free fire.
but Beauregard would record in his diary, "A comical effect of this artillery fight was the destruction of the dinner of myself and staff by a federal shell that fell into the fireplace of my headquarters at the McLean House." Anyway,
Bro,
But the
what a
question
mad
is,
lad.
did it light up the fireplace? Did it feel warm inside? I mean, that's my question.
No, a cannonball wouldn't light the fireplace. I'm hoping the fireplace was going and it started superheating the cannonball. But the idea that this bad motherfucker was like, oh, this comically this happened today. People back then were built different, bro. Imagine like, imagine getting on X and seeing somebody like unironically type in, "So a funny fucking thing happened today, bro. While I was driving through an intersection, some dumb bitch ran a red light and just absolutely just smashed into my car full on." It's like just in full seriousness, writing out like it's comical. I appreciate dudes like that.
It
initial
wouldn't.
battle
I mean,
of the
think
Civil
about-
War would begin.
About the dude, the one family that had an asteroid land on inside their house, instead of being like, "Oh my god, look, this is so cool! Now I have an asteroid. Sucks for you because you don't have it." Like she was fucking bitching and moaning about it.
What I know the story you're talking about. Was she bitching and moaning about it? Because I would totally think it was awesome. If an asteroid ripped through as long as it didn't fuck with my PC, my TV, probably my air fryer. Those are like the three things in my household. You got the PC, you got the TV, you got the air fryer. As long as the asteroid don't fuck with those three things, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, she was whining about her fucking roof.
Oh, a woman whining. What a shock.
on McLean's farm just 3 days later, on July 21st, 1861. As we alluded to before, it was called the First Battle of Bull Run, or alternatively, the Battle of First Manassas. That being said, we respectfully request that you hold your Manassas jokes until the end. Whatever you want to call it, the battle was notable because it set a pretty dark tone for the prospective war. Beauregard led the Confederate forces, and Brigadier General Irvin McDowell led the Union forces. Each side had
that's
about
why I say wow. The lack of faith in my cooking abilities is outstanding to this day.
Well played, Steph. Well played. He was talking to you, Leon. Because the man ass is comment. God damn it.
18,000
I know,
troops,
I laughed because
and
you
neither
didn't make
had
a
quite
comment
mastered
about
the
it.
art of, well, organizing them in any way, at all, really. Accounts of the battle characterize it as brutal, sloppy, and almost comically disorganized. Long story short, the Confederates won, and the Union forces retreated after their defeat.
I feel like this could be the title of a movie. Just more war. Like this Star Wars 2, more war.
Yeah.
The Union forces
But we're gonna summon Tiger King. Let me know if we see a chat that says I despise Star Wars.
weren't the only ones to flee McLean's farm. McLean and his family had fled right before the battle started, so as to not get killed. But after the Confederacy victory, they decided
I'm A-okay with this, Coding Bear. The current Virginia government wants to replace the battlefield with a data center. Good. A data center will do the same thing as the Civil War, lead to minority deaths, of which I don't give a fuck about. Like,
To return, surveying the carnage, McLean was recommitted to his cause. He helped house the Confederate wounded in his barn. And after sorting out some internal conflict, he worked to bring in wounded Union soldiers as well. Starting around this time, McLean began working for the Confederate quartermaster. That means he would sell the Confederates the food and supplies that the war effort demanded. However, as time passed, McLean, ever the businessman, started to charge them more and more. He broke
Of course he did. Of course he did.
I didn't know that McLaren was a Jewish name, bro.
brokered sugar and other essentials, and managed to make quite a pretty penny off the whole deal. One sergeant even complained on the record about the very exorbitant prices at Manassas. As if one major Civil War battle in his front yard wasn't enough, the Second Battle of Bull Run was fought from August 28th through August 30th, 1862, and it happened in pretty much the same place. Only this battle was much bigger than the first. This time, the big guns showed up, both literally and metaphorically. Over 77,000 soldiers fought for the North and roughly 50,000 for the South, and the generals in charge were John Pope and Robert E. Lee. The
Robert E. Lee, the legend.
Confederates, assisted by multiple strategic moments of brilliance by Stonewall Jackson, won again. Over 15,000 Union troops perished or went missing during the battle. Given his Confederate leanings, you'd think McLean would be delighted, but not so much. In fact, he had had enough, and despite how much money he was making off the whole thing, he packed up his pregnant wife and got the hell out of there, for good.
Well, at least he didn't kick them out of his house. Like, I legit thought they were gonna say, oh yeah, he had enough, so he kicked everybody out of his house.
No, because I mean, if you're a Confederate, you're not soldier, but if you're a Confederate-leaning individual and they're using your entire homestead as their base of operations, I don't know how one dude, rich as he may be, can kick them out. Yo, what up, Hypno? How you doing, homie? I saw the cursed AI images that you have made. That was, Sheeps was cool. Yeah, exactly, Devil and Red. Yeah, it's hard to kick out an army.
Yeah.
In the spring of 1863, McLean uprooted his whole life and set out in pursuit of greener and decidedly less blood-soaked pastures. To that end, he moved his family approximately 120 miles south to Appomattox County, Virginia, where they settled near a community called the Appomattox Courthouse. McLean later told a friend that he left Manassas with the hope that he'd never see another soldier again. That, however, would not be the case for him.
Oh my God, please tell me that there was another battle on his property. A third fucking battle. That would be amazing.
Right outside his house. His new
Right.
house. That would be even better.
Far from it.
Yo, hold on. Why does the dude right here look like he's about to tell me another settlement needs my help? For all y'all Fallout fans in the chat, you'll appreciate that. Sevi had no reaction, but Fallout fans in the chat, you'll appreciate that.
McLean had 2 good years in Appomattox, but on April 9th, 1865, an aide to General Lee arrived at his property. He asked McLean what might be a good meeting spot for Lee and another general, and McLean, who probably just wanted to get that guy the hell out of there, suggested a dilapidated house nearby. But the marshal didn't like it. He was concerned over safety risks. So McLean reluctantly offered his own home as a meeting spot.
Not again! Not
Bro,
again!
this dude, I don't know if I've heard a single story from the Civil War about someone who truly wanted, like, right here, because Devil and Red's using this Leo to say who wanted to keep his slaves that bad. This motherfucker really wanted to keep his fucking slaves, bro.
Yeah. No. He wanted to keep sugar. He only wanted to keep sugar. Let's face it. It was just about that.
The appointed day, Lee, looking clean and spiffy, met Ulysses Grant, who was decidedly less spiffy, being covered in mud and looking fairly beleaguered. It's an interesting sign of the weird dynamic at play. Lee wanted to go out with honor, whereas Grant just wanted that shit to be over. The two generals chewed the fat in McLean's parlor for 20 minutes or so, and then, with the obligatory chit-chat out of the way, Lee finally brought up the topic of the meeting, the Confederate surrender. After that, it only took a few minutes for the Civil War to officially be over, and, spoiler alert, the South lost. But they weren't the only losers that day.
Spoiler alert.
But the South will rise again. The South will rise again.
Apparently, soldiers looking for souvenirs of the occasion cleaned out the McLean house. According to
Oh,
contemporary
no.
reports, one a-hole even took his little
I love the fact because that means that the white people were looting the slave house. The white people were looting from the blacks.
I don't know. I think they looted from his house.
Well, right, but he was a plantation owner. He had a bunch of slaves,
Yeah.
which means this is it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Oh,
little
okay,
girl's
fine.
doll. After the war ended, the McLeans found themselves unable to keep up with their mortgage payments. So they sold their house in
Imagine
Appomattox
He did
and
all of
returned.
this to keep sugar. He
I
did
say,
all
yeah,
of
but
this to keep sugar, somebody
unfortunately-
stole her.
Unfortunately, they weren't property anymore because the Civil War brought the end to slavery.
Oh, come on. There
Manassas.
had to be like a grace period where there was still property, right?
Well, actually, it's funny you say that because there were still slaves in the South for like at least up to 2 years post Civil War because basically since the slaves did not have access to like resources, education, newspapers. If they did have access, they couldn't read because of the lack of education. Many slave owners basically just had their slaves convinced, "Oh no, you're still our slaves." Like that was a real thing that happened. Yes.
That's so awesome.
They weren't happy there either, though. So then they moved to Alexandria, Virginia, where McLean worked for the IRS from 1873 to 18.
Never mind. I hate the guy now.
Wow.
He worked for the IRS. Nope. I hate the guy. Never mind. He's no longer the hero of the story.
76. He died in Alexandria in 1882 and is buried at St. Paul's Episcopal Cemetery, in case you want to visit or something. Fast forward to
Nah,
today,
I'm good.
and the arc of history has nearly completely forgotten McLean's name. Nevertheless, he was a linchpin spectator in the course of our country.
Yo, they really got to use the word linchpin when talking
I
about the
know.
pro-slavery guy.
Yes.
Like, that had to be intentional. There's no way you're writing a script about the Civil War about a slave owner and you use the word linchpin and it not be intentional.
It had to be, yes.
He was a witness to the beginning and the end of the greatest military conflict to ever take place on American soil. He provided infrastructure, assistance, and grew fat off the conflict. He also saw the carnage up close, and it deeply affected him. The fact that the Civil War opened and closed on homes owned by Wilmer McLean, by complete coincidence, is nothing short of bizarre. Heck, it would be a strange factoid even if McLean wasn't desperately attempting to flee the impact of the war when
Yeah, but is it really a coincidence when he's all like, "Hey, soldiers, come use my home and my property and my slaves and resources"? Like, is it really that much of a coincidence? Yeah, bro, it was free pay-per-view. Actually, it was paid pay-per-view and that he got paid.
he moved to Appomattox. But he was, and he failed. Because apparently, fate is a bitch, and we can't outrun our past, no matter how hard we try. But the point is, Wilmer McLean was a man defined by the chaos of his times. He profited off it, he accelerated it, and didn't even try to rebel against the demons that appeared at his doorstep. And therein lies the real lessons of this story. First, don't attempt to
The demons at his doorstep, by the way, were the black people.
turn a blind eye to the horrors committed in your front yard, so to speak. They will catch up to you, either literally or metaphorically, or both. And second, never offer your farm to the Confederate Army to use as a headquarters, or to two Civil War generals looking for a meeting spot, or you'll die working for the IRS in Virginia. Oh, you laugh, but it could happen to you as easily as it did to Wilmer McLean.
Based
So what do you
anti-IRS
think?
sentiment at
And
the
what
end.
would you have done if
Based
Yeah.
anti-IRS sentiment at the end. I like this channel. Alrighty, well done. This is the video. This is the link. Check it out, guys. We might do more weird history stuff on future Sunday specials. That was awesome. What a great way to start the show. I always love starting a stream when we could talk about slavery. And yeah, that was well done. Alrighty. Let me check the DMs real quick because there was a song to be shown off. There we go. I've told you guys that we will do the song reactions on Sunday special streams. So this is from El Merboth. Vital Idol Metal. I already like the sound of that.
All right,
So we
let's
got
go.
lyrics right here. Let's go.
Pop culture's bleeding out. Words of paradise screaming loud.
Something I cannot. What? That's not what I meant to do. Screaming is something I cannot do right now on account of the fact that I shredded my vocal cords screaming last night, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Woke suits in the boardroom, scripting our doom, turning heroes to victims in the MCU tomb. Spider-Man, brand new day, more like brand new decay. Tom Holland.
Perfection.
Oh my god.
Perfection. Fuck
It's like
Brand
they've
New
been
Day.
listening to everything you've said.
Fuck Brand New Day. Brand New Day sucks. Excellent line. Excellent line.
Physical discs are dying, prices got us crying. Live action anime, just stop the line. Modern games be a lecture that remakes a curse. They murdered Leon's arc, now it's getting worse. Blazing on my timeline, making me insane. Nostalgia brings so cheap, injecting pure pain. Words of paradise, burn this empire down. Nerd culture dying in a woke ass town. Goku smash Superman, no questions asked. Hollywood's a graveyard, laugh while they gasp. Dark humor rising, bodies on the floor. We review the corpses. Give them 3.5 or war.
That's funny.
Cringe ass localization, bunch of Japanese soul. Terminally online free.
I like this sort of like sing talk portion, right? I love when music does that, by the way. Like when singers do like a sing talk sort of thing. All right, let's go.
Taking full control. Pop, 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 holes bigger than the Death Star trench. Retcon so lazy, smell the corporate stench. Boycott Sony, nah, I've been gone for years. Hey,
And I've been telling people this. How do you boycott Sony when you already no.
Oh no.
I'm smarter than that. It's Brand New Day. Anyway, I've already not bought any from Sony since like 2018. I guess I'm just a really long-term boycotter.
the actor hate the script, drown it all in beers. Crazy pills prescribed from the glazing on X. I'm seated in the theater already feeling vexed. You know she's right, and it burns you deep. But the cash keeps flowing while the fans all weep. Nostalgia porn for kids who weren't even born when the source dropped.
True. Nostalgia, dude, nostalgia porn for kids. How many motherfuckers have you ever seen these videos on, like, they go around on YouTube or X, whatnot, about kids that weren't even born in the weren't born until the 2000s being nostalgic for 90s shit?
No, that's weird.
Yeah, it is a very normal thing. Like,
Wow.
kids who weren't even born into the 2000s are nostalgic for 90s things because they feel like they missed out and stuff.
Well, I mean, they did miss out.
Well, yeah, they did. But what they're getting now is not an adequate replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's ripped and torn. Paradise is burning. Paradise is burning. Words of paradise, burn this empire down. Nerd culture dying in a woke ass town. Goku smash Superman, no questions asked. Hollywood's a graveyard, laugh while they gasp. Dark humor rising, bodies on the floor. We review the corpses. Give them 3.5 or war.
I didn't get the 3.5 line until just now. It's because I gave Spider-Man Brand New Day a 3.5 out of 10. Well done. Well done. 3.5. Leon didn't like any 80s things. No, I loved 80s things, but the difference was I loved 80s things in the 90s, so it wasn't a nostalgia thing. These 2000s kids are obviously they're born in the 2000s. they love 90s things now as adults. So it wasn't like, by that logic, I would have had to be a 90s kid that got into 80s stuff in like the 2010s or 20 teens or whatever. These 90s kids or these 2000s kids are now as young adults pining for 90s things they missed.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make more sense? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify in case I misrepresented or like didn't explain it properly.
3.5, and that's being generous. Words of paradise!
Well done, Merlot. That was awesome. There were some banger bars in there. There were some bars. Well done. I don't know if you wrote all the lyrics or the ChatGPT do the lyrics, or not ChatGPT, but you know what I mean. Sooner the lyrics. By the way, that was sick. Shout out. Thank you, homie. Truly appreciated. Born in 86. It would be like me pining for 70 shit when I turn 15. Exactly. Right. Correct. That is that is a very good assessment of what I was saying. Speaking of 90 shit. And more than anything, speaking of how much I couldn't stand Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh my God.
The Punisher has been the talk of a lot of conversations as of late. I even saw some dumb motherfuckers on X saying the Punisher was their favorite part of the Spider-Man movie. If Punisher is your favorite part of a Spider-Man movie, they done fucked up on making the Spider-Man movie. But it does beg the question, could Leon Kennedy survive the Punisher? Now, not only do I think could Leon Kennedy survive the Punisher, I think it would be an easy W. But let's watch this and find out. Sev, what do you think? Can Leon Kennedy beat the Punisher?
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. Let's go.
The first shot misses Leon Kennedy's skull by about an inch. Concrete and brick spray across the dark umbrella lab, and by the time he hits the floor, the shooter has already moved. No alarm, no warning voice, just a man somewhere in the maze who does not miss. And right now,
we're commentary criticism. Okay, gotcha.
That man is certain Leon works for the people who built this nightmare. Here's the part that should scare you.
So, shocker, Punisher got his information wrong and is now trying to kill Leon because he doesn't actually understand the full situation. Kind of like how his introduction, back in like Amazing Spider-Man 123 or whatever, he's trying to kill Spider-Man because he thinks Spider-Man's a villain. Yep. So far, Punisher's on brand.
This shooter decides who lives in a building before he ever pulls a trigger. And Leon's name just landed on the wrong side of that list. Frank Castle has locked.
I'll move on with the two-banger. Leon parrying rockets and Soundwave and RE9, no diff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
onto the wrong target. The real question isn't whether Leon can outshoot him, because he can't. It's whether the building itself can.
What do you say, he can or can't?
He said
outshoot him, because he can't. It's whether
Leon would absolutely be able to outshoot the Punisher. It's not even a question. Like, if we're using like real world physics and whatnot, and what we've seen of the characters' feats and what they're able to do, Leon Kennedy can absolutely outshoot the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
whether the building itself can flip who's hunting whom before Frank finishes the job. This is Mike. We're back for another awesome video for Nerd Science. Leave your like, subscribe, and let's roll it. The misunderstanding. Leon doesn't know the half of it yet. Frank walked in on bad intel, a tip that tagged every armed body inside as Umbrella Muscle for Hire. And Frank doesn't leave hired killers breathing. So when his scope catches a man in tactical gear moving with purpose through a sealed lab, the math is already done. Leon stops being a person. He becomes a number. What makes this so dangerous is that Frank isn't guessing. This is a Marine Force recon operator and a scout sniper who spent decades doing exactly one thing.
Great. And Leon is a literal special, like a secret agent at the direct behest of the president who has survived multiple world-ending global catastrophes. I do not care that Frank Castle is a fucking Marine. Leon is the right-hand man to the president. Leon is such a bad motherfucker that when the president's daughter gets kidnapped, they send this dude into Spain alone with a handgun, 20 bullets, and some fucking flowers. Show me anything more more badass than that Frank Castle's fucking accomplished. Let's be real.
He plans a job for days, marks every position, maps every exit, decides who lives before a single round leaves the barrel. All of it, so he never touches someone who doesn't deserve it. Tonight, that flawless discipline is aimed at the one armed man in the building who's actually on the side of the angels. Wrong intel, perfect plan. And a perfect plan pointed at the wrong man is still a death sentence. The facility loves him for it. Umbrella built these lower levels like a puzzle box. Trap corridors, dead-end kill rooms, blast doors that seal on a timer. A sniper reads a layout like that the way you read a stop sign, so he herds. Every hallway Leon picks, there's already a reason Frank wanted him in.
Frank Castle ran over Wolverine the steamroller. Well, Wolverine's a dick. Fuck Wolverine. Wolverine's a dickhead.
Funneling him toward a room with one exit and one clean firing lane. It almost ends in a storage bay. Leon spots a tripwire a hair too late. A charge punches the wall where his head should have been, and the blast throws him into a rack of containment drums. A lesser operator frees.
Why would Leon step on a tripwire? He dodges laser beams in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Like the dude does backflips off of walls to dodge laser beams. I just don't feel like he'd fall for a tripwire. In fact, in Resident Evil 4, the very opening level of the game has tripwires as a thing that you can fall for. And opening level of the game, Resident Evil 4, Leon doesn't fall for tripwires. To be fair, yeah, Leon has plot armor. So does Frank Castle. Like comic book characters, video game characters, they all have some level of plot armor.
After a hit like that, Leon rolls into cover and uses the ringing in his own ears as a stopwatch, counting off the seconds he knows Frank needs to reposition. So he does the only smart thing against a hunter like this. He refuses to play it straight. He kills every light he can reach, keeps 3 walls between himself and any open sight line, and never once shoots back to kill. Because he still doesn't know who this is or why one gunman is loose inside a bioweapons lab. He keeps calling into the dark that he's a federal agent, that the building is the real enemy. Frank has heard every lie a cornered man can tell. He keeps moving. Now, here's where I need you to slow down with me, because this is the exact...
I would say that is actually a fair argument for like Frank not listening. First of all, even if Frank thought he was a government agent, Frank don't fucking like the government. So why would Frank give us oh, you mean the government that's probably paying for this place to exist? You know, the evil government, the evil corrupt cops, the evil corrupt politicians. Even if Frank believed that Leon was a federal agent, he probably wouldn't give a fuck. So I actually think that's pretty fair. We got Evan here with a 5-banger. Jokes about favoring the guy with your name aside. Why does this guy think Frank even knows every inch of this place and how Leon will react? This is dumb. So it did set that up. I don't know if you were late, but it set that up. Frank was given all the intel on this laboratory, this Umbrella base prior. The intel, though, said that anybody inside armed would be Umbrella operatives. So he sees armed dude inside this bioterror lab. He assumes, so Frank is under the impression that Leon is an Umbrella operative. But it did clarify at the beginning that Frank is here on a mission. Somebody gave him a mission and gave him all the intel about the layout of the building and everything prior. So it did actually go so far as to explain that part. But shout out. Thank you for the super, homie. This is for you.
There's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, you touch them back.
Thank you, homie. Appreciate you.
Spot where a normal operative is already dead. A trained human reacts to a visual threat in roughly a quarter of a second, and Leon sits at the very top of that range. Call it the 99th percentile of human wiring. Sounds fast until you remember a rifle round crosses a hallway in a few thousandths of a second. You cannot dodge.
Yeah, but again, now, granted, you can just chalk it up to video game logic, and you can chalk a lot of what Punisher does up to comic book logic. But Leon has reacted faster than bullets on multiple occasions. I mean, again, it depends on how realistic you want to go with this, but if we're going realistic with it, then the Punisher also, like, it seems like they're really trying to nerf Leon here, but the Punisher also should be receiving some nerfs when he gets the Punisher breakdown.
A bullet that's already in the air. Nobody can. What Leon can do is move before the trigger breaks. Read Frank's angle and shift a half beat early. That thin sliver of anticipation is the only reason his heart's still beating. So put a number on him after first contact. C tier. Alive, bleeding from the brick that opened his cheek. Adapting fast. He's also pinned by a better armed man who owns the floor plan. And adapting isn't the same thing as winning. Neither of them has any idea what's...
Well, with Leon, adapting is the same thing as winning, because that is what the entire Resident Evil, not just for Leon, but franchise in general, is built on. Our heroes adapt in the moment to all the crazy shit that's happening, and that ability to adapt, whether you're stars, whether you're a rookie cop, whether you're a secret agent in Spain, that being the ability to be able to adapt to the biohazard stuff that's going on is what leads to their survival and leads to the heroes winning. So I disagree with his assessment here.
It's waking up 2 floors down. The duel and a clear winner.
If Leon is not the clear winner here, I'm going to be upset. Leon is very obviously the better trained operative.
Maze finally runs out of corners. A blast door timed shut behind Leon. And the room he's sealed in has exactly one other person standing in it. Frank steps out of the dark with a pistol already up. No hallway left to run. No wall left to hide behind. What follows is short and ugly, the way real fights are. Leon is...
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
genuinely elite up close. Fast hands, clean footwork, the kind of knife and disarm work that drops armored BOWs in seconds against almost anyone alive. That wins the room. Frank Castle is not almost anyone. Force recon, 4 tours of classified work behind enemy lines.
Okay, I'm sorry, classified work? I get that Frank Castle did 4 tours of classified work. Tell me, babe, what do you think is more classified? The shit they did in Afghanistan, or complete and utter viral outbreaks and what is causing them behind the scenes? The Raccoon City was so classified, the government nuked that shit to keep it silent.
Yeah.
I
mean, obviously the second. Yeah, obviously
Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, obviously the latter.
I just think Homeboy here really likes glazing up his comic book characters. He also said that Wesker would beat Batman, or that Batman would beat Wesker, and that is not the
I don't
case.
think
He
so
had
either.
to absolutely nerf Wesker to make that happen.
Decades of close quarters killing, and a man who decided a long time ago that getting hurt is just the cost of the kill. Leon lands the first real hit, a strike that folds a normal opponent in half. And for one heartbeat, it looks like the agent has this. Frank takes it flush on the jaw, resets his feet, and grins like the pain just handed him useful information. That grin is the whole problem. Leon is fighting to win. Frank is fighting to outlast. And he's done it against bigger and meaner men than the one in front of him tonight. The entire matchup.
Yes, Frank has done it to bigger and meaner men. I agree with that as a statement. But he has not done it to more skilled men. Leon is kind of broken as a video game character. Also, Leon's the luckiest motherfucker in any video game ever. He should have died a million times, but he always lucks out. Like if this were D&D or not D&D, but like let's say Fallout, a game where luck is a stat, Leon was just born with the luck stat maxed out, and still can put stat points and other shit.
Turns on one ugly fact. Frank has a documented habit of staying upright with multiple rounds already in him and bones already cracked. A pain tolerance that runs.
Okay. I'm about to hate myself for using Resident Evil 9 as a source here because fuck that game. But you played that entire fucking game. Same with Resident Evil 4. Well, most of Resident Evil 4. Infected beyond belief.
Yeah,
like, you go through all of Resident Evil 9 with Leon on death's door for infection to the point where he is still fighting Super AIDS Wesker clone. Like, and standing upright.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think that's just a good justification for Frank.
Past special forces standards, closer to a switch he can flip off. Leon's body's conditioned far past normal. It's still a human body with human limits. He can absorb a beating that hospitalizes most people. Frank can absorb that same beating and keep walking straight at you. So Frank wins clean. He eats.
Of course he's going to say that. I mean, that was very apparent he was going to say that.
You're new to Resident Evil. I don't know how much you know about comics and the Punisher, but what are your thoughts on this so far?
I just think that, I mean, very clearly he wants the Punisher to win no matter what.
That, or if he wants Leon to win, he's trying to present it as this major underdog thing when it really isn't an underdog thing.
I don't think he's going to have Leon win.
I don't know if he will or not. I'm just saying, like, if that's the route he's going, he's nerfing Leon so hard just so it comes off as his underdog thing.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, it's one of the two, though. You're right. He either wants Punisher to win or he wants it to look like some majorly difficult triumphant victory for Leon, but I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
Like, this should be over quick.
It's Leon's best combination. Slips inside it and turns the agent's own momentum into a throw that puts him flat on the concrete. A boot pins the wrist. A muzzle drops level with Leon's forehead.
They would be about equal. No, Leon clears Frank Castle. It's not even funny. Evan with the two-banger. So this guy just said Frank is superhuman. But yeah, he did, which, look, while again, video game logic, call what you want. Leon is technically superhuman in terms of like his feats and stuff. Now we all know he's not. He's a regular human, just so highly trained. But yeah, like by his logic, Frank's a superhuman. Sure, Frank is taking bullets and kept on trucking. You can call that comic book logic the same way we call Leon's plot armor, video game logic. But if we're just looking at the pure amount of like what they've done in the games, when you see Leon go through all of Resident Evil 9, infected beyond death's door, still fighting bosses. When you see him doing things like Leon has taken God knows how many gashes, attacks. When you see him dodging fucking laser beams, clearly Leon would also be superhuman. And then Murbot with a 5-banger. Infected Leon fought an equally trained Krauser while also and Krauser actually was superhuman. And RE9 handling equally trained Hunk truly at death's door. Dude, when Leon fights Hunk, and Hunk is like one of the end all be all. Oh yeah, and Mr. X, you're right. And Leon still comes out on top. This is some straight up Frank Castle glazing. This dude needs to shout out. Thank you for the donos, guys. Appreciate you.
As a straight one-on-one with the Punisher, the exact question on the thumbnail, that's the honest answer. Leon loses, and he loses clear. Then, the building.
I agree with this. Akatsuki the Trace with the 2-banger says Hunk versus Frank is a better matchup. I actually do think Hunk versus Frank would be a better matchup. I completely agree. Thank you, homie.
Screams. A containment alarm tears through the level. Red light washing the walls. Leon gets out the only words that...
I like this match as an idea. Problem is Punisher's defeated pro superhero like Spider-Man and Wolverine. He didn't mention, hell, he and Deadpool are the only two of a comic run killing the Marvel Universe. Right. So I agree that I'm not saying Frank is unskilled. Not at all. But at the end of the day, Frank is a street level hero. When he does things like killing the Marvel Universe, those are non-canon alternate universe stories. Frank is almost always a street level hero. He rarely engages in the actual cosmic events. The things that Leon has endured are the levels of things that are like the Marvel cosmic events, effectively. Like the things that bring entire teams of Avengers together and shit. Like Raccoon City, we've already gotten Raccoon City in Marvel. It was called Marvel Zombies, and almost everyone fucking died. Leon's entire story is about surviving, things like that. Guess what? Frank, he succumbed. Punisher succumbed during Marvel Zombies. So yeah, there's way too much Frank Castle glazing going on here.
Matter. He's an agent, and whatever Umbrella was breeding down here is loose right now. Frank has spent a lifetime reading the gap between a liar and a man out of options. He sees it. Remember that list? The one he writes before he ever fires a shot? His finger lifts off the trigger. He's revising it. Not mercy, exactly. A soldier just knows the second the mission changes under his boots. The survival tier after the duel drops, and it drops hard, all the way to D. One-on-one with Frank Castle, Leon was flat out.
Yeah, they're changing it to be a team up so that Leon doesn't have to actually lose. Let's be real. Leon wouldn't have lost. Like, this is asinine to believe Leon would have lost. Excuse me. Also, call it a quirk, but I do believe if Leon was face to face with a giant muscular dude with a giant skull on his shirt, he wouldn't be giving mercy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think he would have been being merciful. So,
outclassed. The only reason he's still breathing is that Frank chose to wait, and the facility started dying at the perfect second. He didn't earn
I don't
this
remember
round.
who killed the Punchers.
He survived it on a technicality, and that technicality is
Sorry, I don't know if that my didn't pick it up because the video was playing. I don't remember who killed the Punisher zombie.
about to fill every hallway with the Walking Dead. The Breakout. The first body through the door isn't running. It shambles, jaw slack, eyes gone milky, and walks straight into Frank's opening rounds without losing a step. He puts two in the chest, center mass, the weight, decades of training built into his hands. The thing keeps coming like he's flicking pebbles at it. For the first time tonight, Frank Castle looks like a man.
What's that, hun?
Oh, no, he's just wasting ammo at that point.
Well, I don't know if, and maybe they're about to explain it, if Frank understands the way the zombies work.
Okay.
Who just ran clean out of rules. They pour in behind it. A tide of the infected spilling out of the breached cells, flooding the maze Umbrella built until both exits are wearing teeth. Frank's whole framework rests on one truth. A man stops when you shoot him enough. The T-virus deleted that truth.
Okay, so yeah, Frank is not aware of how the zombies operate. Awesome.
Host feels no wound, bleeds out on no schedule, and does not care that center mass is supposed to be fatal because the thing driving it was never trying to stay alive in the first place. Leon, on the other hand, just got home. This is the nightmare he's walked since Raccoon City. And he called...
Oh, wait. So you're telling me that Leon can clear this with ease, but he couldn't clear Frank, who has no fucking idea what to do here?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, this is why it's bullshit. Leon versus Frank Castle is a no-brainer. Let's see how the rest of this plays out. It's over half done, but yeah, I think we've got this one thoroughly debunked.
Calls the fight like a coach who already studied the tape. The head, every time. Never the chest. Bottlenecks. Never open.
I don't get it twisted. I like this channel too. There's a reason we do a lot of the nerd science reactions on the Sunday special streams. I do like this channel. I just think that whenever he puts comic characters against video game characters, I've noticed is very often bad calls. I think the dude has a bias towards comics. As somebody who loves both and hates modern versions of both, I really don't have a preference when it comes to character-wise video games over comics. Like, if we talk about all my favorite characters in fiction, it's a pretty even split. Goku, anime, Spider-Man, comics, Leon, video games. Like, I love characters from all these different franchises without really a bias of one over the other. So I just think this channel has a comic lean to it, even though it is a great channel.
Round. He counts every round so not one gets wasted. He drops 3 of them in the time it takes Frank to absorb the new rules. And now, and I love this beat, the soldier is the one taking orders from the agent. There's a single moment that seals it. A host lunges out of a blind vent at Frank's flank, close enough that his rifle is dead weight. Leon puts it down with 1 shot before Frank has even finished turning. No thank you gets said. None needs to. The man who spent the last hour hunting Leon just learned that staying alive on this floor means trusting the guy he was about.
Now, I will say that, and this is where I think his knowledge of the comics is properly applied. Frank wouldn't say thank you. Frank would acknowledge the situation silently and be like, all right, let's keep moving. Like, that is character accurate application of your comic knowledge. The rest, I think, so far has been bullshit.
To execute. And here's the science underneath it. Quietly, the deadliest thing in the room. The human.
I love Halo. I know for a fact that Master Chief will get bodied by a no-name Space Marine. I don't know enough 40K lore. Like, I've played 40K in terms of like the tabletop game a handful of times. I really enjoy it. I played some of the video games. I am by no means a lore guy when it comes to 40K, so I will just have to take your word for this. Babe, I know you're a 40K person, but I don't know if you're a Halo person to confirm this or not.
I don't really play Halo, so I can't tell you anything about Halo.
Well,
I do have the games, though. Yeah, I do have the games, but I have not played it yet. I have a big list of shit to get through first.
Man, we can play through Halo on co-op. That could be fun. Frank doesn't say thank you even the time Spider-Man saved his life. Frank just doesn't say thank you. That's true.
Stress response. When real fear hits, adrenaline narrows your vision into a tunnel and shreds the fine motor control.
I don't think he would be
need
afraid.
to aim.
I don't think he would be afraid in the same way that we think of fear, as in like like being afraid of the dark or afraid of ghosts or things like that.
Yeah.
I do think his perception of reality would be so shattered that he would not have the same sort of like functionality he has at his peak, because his entire like knowledge of how the world works just went out the window.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that fear. Like he said, like in this video, he said, and then this is where fear hits, and then they had his eyes be like all red and stuff, and then they're talking about how he got paralyzed for it. It's like I don't think he would feel fear.
I don't think Frank would feel fear. I think he would feel
be confused or like
some
like
sort of
unsettled. Yeah. But then that means that he'll just get used to it and then like move on.
Right.
The actual reason ordinary people freeze and die in an outbreak. Not cowardice, chemistry. Leon should be drowning in that wave of panic. Years of exposure rewired him instead. Call it adaptive desensitization.
Was that?
Are they basically talking about flight or flee? People froze?
Fight or flight?
Yeah.
No, it's not about fight or flight. He's so fight or flight is obviously a thing. There's a third option that rarely gets talked about, which is the deer in the headlights, just the freeze. Just fight, flight, or freeze. Fight, flight, both are good options depending on what you do in the moment. Freeze, no matter what, is always a bad option.
His nervous system simply stopped sounding the alarm. He treats a corridor full of dead like a math problem, while a normal body locks up solid. That's where the two of them quietly stop being enemies. Frank brings the firepower and discipline to hold a line until the ammo runs dry. Leon brings the one thing Frank has never owned, a working map of how these things think, move, and die. Beating Leon and surviving this building turn out to be completely different skills. Put the tier on Leon now, and it jumps to an A. Back on his own ground with a walking war machine reloading beside him. His odds climb almost as fast as the body count. They carve out a breathing space in a sealed junction. Backs against the same wall they were trying to kill each other over 20 minutes ago. The small horrors were never the real threat here. Something heavier is moving through the dark below them. Something that walks instead of shambles. Teaming up against Nemesis.
All right. If he take, I'll make you a deal, Nerd Science. If you get this portion of the video perfect, and I mean perfect, still gonna bitch about your Frank Castle glazing, but I'll call the video a success because you're about to talk about my boy Nemesis. By the way, when I put Nemesis on the thumbnail for today's video, guys, today's stream, I didn't even know that this was going to be part of the video. I just didn't want to use a goddamn Resident Evil hero. I want to use my fucking boy Nemesis. We talking about the greatest tyrant in Resident Evil history. Let's go.
The wall comes apart. Not the door, the wall. Something steps through the rubble 7.5 feet tall, stitched together and dripping. A rocket launcher fused to one arm. One directive runs its entire nervous system, hunt down a specific list of names and erase them. Here's the thing, though. None of those names are Leon's. He was never on its list, and neither was Frank. But a kill machine this far off its leash doesn't need a name anymore. It needs a target. And the only two things armed and moving in this junction are the two men standing in it. It picks them. And for once, Frank Castle is the one staring at something he's never seen before. Frank does what Frank always does. He empties the heaviest weapon he's carrying straight into it. A wall of fire that would shred a whole squad of men. And this thing swallows the magazine and keeps coming. The rounds punch in. The tissue just folds back over him. A tendril cracks out like a whip and throws Frank across the junction into a steel rack. And the soldier who has survived everything is, for one ugly second, completely out of answers. Then it fires the launcher. A rocket screams across the junction, and only Leon...
I'll be real. The rocket launcher is the least terrifying thing about Nemesis.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's jaw with no lips and all the teeth exposed and the tendrils and the big fucking dreadlock on his neck thing. I don't even know what the fuck that is. He's bald. Bald people are always terrifying. Like, seriously, the rocket launcher is the least terrifying thing about Nemesis.
But the fact that it self-heals.
What?
I think that the fact that it heals itself, I think that's the part that's more terrifying.
Beyond healing, he actually just, the more damage he takes, he just mutates further and it's something more powerful. He's like a fucked up biohazard version of the Hulk.
Them behind a reinforced pillar a half second before the blast turns the far wall into shrapnel. Frank comes up with his ears ringing and a new expression on his face. The look of a man who finally believes the briefing he got was a fairy tale. This isn't a target anymore. It's a problem that needs a very different kind of soldier. Leon has danced with this exact thing before. You don't kill a monster like this with one clean shot. You grind it down, and you make the building do half the work for you. So he calls it like a play. Bait it into the open, let Frank's firepower be the hammer. Use his own speed as the lure, and pile everything onto the same spot until the body can't repair faster than it's breaking. Two philosophies that spent the whole night trying to murder each other finally lock on to a single target. And the science of why this works is the whole reason Frank couldn't do it alone. A creature with its mass spread across constantly regenerating tissue has no single switch to flip. So the perfect center mass shot Frank built his entire life around barely even registers. What actually works is sustained, concentrated structural damage delivered faster than the tissue can knit itself shut. That is precisely the fight Leon has trained for, and it's precisely the fight Frank has never had. Marksmanship is the wrong tool here.
Actually, that's not true. Frank has had this fight. This is the sort of fight you kind of have to have with Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of Wolverine's healing factor. Now, mind you, Wolverine can heal from just about anything because he's broken in comic book logic and it's fucking Wolverine. The Hulk has ripped Wolverine completely in half and he healed from that. But the point is, Frank has had these sorts of fights because Wolverine exists.
I did not know that Hulk broke Wolverine in half. That's
dude,
insane.
let me pull up the comic art for it real quick. It is brutal. Hulk rips Wolverine in half. Dude, this shit is... Yeah, this is from the Wolverine vs. Hulk comic. He literally has him ripped in half.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like a 4-issue series, if I remember right. It's brutal. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Demolition is the right one. So they quit trying to shoot it dead and start trying to break it apart. Frank hammers the same ruined wound over and over while Leon keeps the thing turning, keeps it lunging for the bait, never lets it plant its feet long enough to aim that launcher again. They drop a catwalk on its skull and pour
Yes, that did take place in the alternate universe, yes.
everything they have left into the gap they've torn open. The apex predator of the entire facility finally goes down under two men who should have killed each other an hour ago. Put the final tier on Leon, and it tops out at S. With Frank's arsenal and Leon's playbook in the same room, nothing in this building walks away, which is...
I do agree with that. Like, go for it. It sounded like you were going to say something.
No. I was just thinking about how like they it didn't end up being a Leon versus Punisher. It just ended up
it was called Could Leon Survive the Punisher? And he did answer
good
when they had the
point.
one-on-one fight. He said, if we were just doing the title of this video, it ends here. The answer is no, which is at the end of the day what I disagree with. We'll get into that in a moment. So,
okay.
Is the real answer to the question on the thumbnail. Could Leon Kennedy survive the Punisher? Gun to gun, he barely did. And only because the timing saved his life. But survival was never about outshooting Frank Castle. Leon's whole edge is the nightmare Frank had zero training for. The more monstrous this building got, the more dangerous Leon became. And that's the exact reason he's the one who walks out that door. The name that was never on anybody's list is the one still standing. Tell me in the comments who you want thrown into that facility next, because the following breakdown drops Frank Castle in alone.
yes, he did do a Frank Castle survive Raccoon City or something like that. And we'll maybe do that one on a later time. I try to only do one of these Nerd Science episodes per Sunday special stream. Here's the link to you guys. I'm gonna be real. I still think at the end of all this, he very much, I don't know if it was that he glazed Frank too much, he nerfed Leon too much, or a combination of both. But guys, I've read a whole lot of comics in my day. I've read a shit ton of comics in my day, and I've played every single goddamn Resident Evil game to beyond completion. It is a no contest victory for Leon. The nerfing here was like he made those comments like, oh, Punisher can take bullets and keep on walking. Again, I don't like Resident Evil 9. I fucking hate Resident Evil 9. But you play that entire game with Leon basically on death's door, and he is still a fucking machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So no, I vehemently disagree. You can argue who's like the better shot, who's better at combat and whatnot, but Leon has survived 10 times more dangerous things, 100 times more dangerous things than the Punisher. And it's not even close. Let's see. There's some supers that came in. Hulk versus Frank. Oh, Hulk versus, we got that one. Hulk rips him in half. And then they'll hit point blank by a nuke. Yes, correct. I think it takes like Wolverine like 3 days to recover or something like that. It's It's been a long time since I've read Hulk versus Wolverine, but it's a good fucking series. I highly recommend people read it. Again, it's super short. It's only a few issues long. Akatsuki Atreus, Hulk also ate Wolverine. He still survived. Yes, and Old Man Logan.
He ate Wolverine.
Dude,
oh
in
my
Old Man Logan,
god.
Hulk is like, he's this savage so Old Man Logan takes place way in the future, and he's this like savage fucked up version of Bruce Banner that or of the Hulk that's like, he's now, if I recall right, he's like Hulk all the time. Bruce Banner doesn't exist. He fucking like continuously raped She-Hulk to have a bunch of like Hulk babies and shit. So got these like army of mini Hulks, and he controls like the Savage Lands and shit. And Wolverine, and isn't it like Hawkeye's cousin or nephew, or maybe it's Hawkeye himself, actually. I think it might be Hawkeye himself, or someone that took up the Hawkeye moniker. It's been a long time since I've read Old Man Logan. Basically travel to like where the Hulk tribe lives. And yeah, dude, this like savage warlord rape crime Hulk fucking eats Wolverine. That is a thing that happened. Yeah, Old Man Logan is Well, I love the movie Logan. I do. I think Logan is one of the best comic book movies of all time. It is a top fiver at least. Old Man Logan is like an art house film, or the movie Logan is like an art house film disguised as a superhero film. It doesn't even come close to the comics. The Old Man Logan comics are just fucking insane.
Wow.
It does seem this guy is always nerfing Resident Evil while bumping the Visitor. Yeah, it really does. I agree. Have you ever watched the Travis Haley video of the rooftop of Najaf? No, you can put it, if you're in the Discord, put it in the react request portion of the Discord, because I have no idea what you're referring to. Hawkeye himself, who dated Spider-Man's daughter, Old Man Logan's father. Is it Hawkeye? See, because I remember Hawkeye being young, but Logan was old. That's why I was thinking it was a descendant of Hawkeye. Is it not Hawkeye? Is it Hawkeye himself? Am I just misremembering? Which Hawkeye is in Old Man Logan? So is the original Clinton Barton in his dark alternate future and aged nearly blind? Oh, he is older. Never mind. I just guess I'm just misremembering it. He's aged nearly blind. Okay. All right, never mind. My bad. For whatever reason, I was thinking he was a descendant of Hawkeye because I remember him being younger, but it's been so long since I've read it. So thank you for the correction, Evan. Appreciate that. What up, Tiger King? How you doing, homie? We're gonna leave one Resident Evil video into another because Seth found this. This is a channel I've not watched in God knows how long, and we thought it'd be a fun idea. That'd be a little interesting idea to see if there's anything that I don't know. So this is Did You Know Gaming Resident Evil. Let's see if there is a single fact that I'm unaware of.
I'm sure you know it all.
We'll see, but if there's any that you want to pause and commentate on or whatnot, let me know. How much for me to watch Zach Kreger Resident Evil on day one? I'm not even joking when I say this. The Neon Leon, before it comes out, if we do a tier goal for that, I'd probably set it like a minimum $700. I'm not even that is how much I loathe the idea of the Zach Kreger Resident Evil. That's how much I hate it. I would not go see that movie for less than that. No, Rudaka, it would not be the same as Spidey. You have to understand, like while I grifted for Spidey for like I think 400 or 500. I don't know what it was. It was 400 or 500. I already don't like the new Spider-Man movies. I was hoping this one could potentially change my mind, but I doubt it would. For Resident Evil, my baby, no, I'm talking minimum 700. He says you're welcome. Like that's something. Oh, this motherfucker.
No.
Yeah, if I recall right, they weren't able to get like the scare factor, maybe it was the puzzle solving mechanics or whatnot that they preferred when doing the first person shooter aspect. You need to turn your brain off for most new movies. I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're wrong. In fact, I say you're right, and that's what I hate about modern movies. There's a million movies that be like, well, if you turn your brain off, it's a good movie. No, just admit you like a bad movie. look, guys, if you want to like Spider-Man Brand New Day, like it all you want. But it's a bad movie. Like when you look at the script, when you look at the character interactions, when you look at the pacing, when you look at the events that unfold, it is a bad movie. And that's without me getting into what I consider to be wooden, soulless acting. I'm not sold on Peter Parker. There's a bunch of issues I have with it on a subjective level. But like from a script point alone, it's a bad movie. And so I just don't like the idea of calling bad things good. You can enjoy bad things. I love the movie Basket Case. Basket Case is a bad 80s horror movie. I fucking love it, but I will acknowledge it's bad. People call me a Tobey Maguire shill, say that I cat for the Tobey movies. Spider-Man 3 is bad. Everyone knows Spider-Man 3 is bad. I like Spider-Man 3. It's bad. I will say Spider-Man 3 is still better than 80% of the MCU, but that's because most of the MCU sucks. But that doesn't make it good just because it's better than other bad things. So, like, yeah, no, you can turn your brain off for things and enjoy them more. I want to enjoy good things for the most part, especially when they star my favorite comic book character of all time. Yeah, The Room was a blast to watch. I love watching The Room. Exactly. Shout out Oligar with a two-banger. Future Evil Hulk was named Maestro. Yes, that is correct. He was. I couldn't remember his name. I knew it. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, because we don't find out until Resident Evil 3 why Brad's infected. Because Resident Evil 2 and 3 go together in a very interesting way. Resident Evil 3, it takes place on day 1 of the outbreak. But then when you get to a certain point in the game, the main character, Jill, she gets infected and she passes out. While she's passed out, Resident Evil 2 happens. All of Resident Evil 2 happens. Then when she wakes back up, it's day 3, and then Resident Evil 3 continues. So Resident Evil 3 is both a prequel and a sequel to 2. 2 happens in the exact middle of 3 is an ongoing thing. So you see Brad on day 1 of the infection and what happens. You get to see what happens to him to show why he's a zombie the next day while Jill is unconscious when you run into him with Leon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very cool storytelling. And yeah, Sarah King, that's how you impress the ladies. And they started over from complete scratch. Cut characters, added characters. There was Claire wasn't even in the original version. It was a character named Elza Walker. They swapped her out with an entirely new character, Claire, to add continuity to the first one, because since they had entirely new characters, they thought it felt too disconnected from the first. So they decided to add Claire and say that it was Chris's sister. So there was a bit of continuity there. The second game was way more action oriented. They thought it got too far away from the horror roots. So they Elza Walker wore a racer outfit, which you can actually unlock for Claire as a reference to Elza.
Wow.
Yep, this is all correct. I like that they don't have that. I want my survival horror games to be difficult to emphasize the survival. I don't want gear making it easier for me. Yep, pretty groundbreaking release. Spooky's Fut 2. My first Resident Evil game was the first Resident Evil game, but I played it in 1998, 2 years after it came out. So I was playing Resident Evil 1 when Resident Evil 2 was released. Obviously got 2 not too long after. So yeah, I've effectively been playing Resident Evil since the very beginning of the franchise. It is my favorite. By the way, for putting in perspective, guys, I was like 4, maybe almost 5 years old when these games came out, when I started playing it. I got desensitized to this shit real fucking quick. Like me and Seb would be playing horror games, and she'll be jumping like a motherfucker, and I'll be going through them totally fine. She's like, "How is this not scaring you?" It's like, I've been playing Resident Evil since I was 4. I don't know. Like, I'm so desensitized to it. Like,
yep. You told me this. Yeah.
I have. Yep. Devil May Cry, which you're starting with Devil May Cry 3, because that's actually the first one chronologically. By the way, skip 2. Scoot 2 fucking sucks. Never played Devil May Cry 2.
Okay.
it's one of the worst sequels ever made. But yes, yep. The very original build of Resident Evil 4 became Devil May Cry. How many streams have you done of DMC 3 now?
Well, I only did one because I did Spider-Man on Friday instead.
Okay, gotcha. But you streamed for like 3 hours. You got a ways in. You met Lady. You must have fought at least 2 or 3 bosses by now.
Yeah, I think I fought 3. Yeah.
3? Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're well on your way. Devil May Cry 3 is the unfortunate part with you starting with 3 is you're starting with the best in the entire series.
Oh, that's
Now, to be fair, 4 and 5 are fucking great. I know Tyra King despises 5. I love 5. 4 and 5 are great. 1 is really good. It's the first one, so it's the most dated.
Mhm.
But you're starting with peak. When you go to 4 and 5 and whatnot, you're not really losing much. I just say that 3's got the best story. 3 has got some like all them fucking games have hype, cool as fuck at 20 moments. Yeah, so I know all these facts. Yeah, I know all these facts. I've known all of them as well so far. They've not surprised me once yet. But point is, females literally got hit by baseball bats in 5. I agree with you when I agreed with you when I played it on console. I liked the way it looked on PC, and I wasn't running with. Oh no, see, I love Nico. I think Nico, babe, don't get insecure about this. Nico, one of like my top female video game highlights of bodies. Like, I love what I call the bubblegum punk aesthetic. When you got like babes in like skimpy clothes and like tattoos and cigarettes and shit, and they're like working on cars, like Cindy and Final Fantasy 15 and Nico. I like it when you got these really feminine looking women that are into really masculine shit, like working with cars and mechanical and shit. I love Nico. Leon Kennedy is basically a toned down Dante. No, Dante is a toned up Leon because Leon came first. Different strokes, have at it. Yeah, Nico, she Bubblegum Crisis. I do love Bubblegum Crisis. Great anime. Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney, I've never really seen her do like mechanic sort of stuff, but by all means. Transform. Yeah, it's similar. I never found Megan Fox attractive. I never have. But like the concept of what they were going for in Transformers, yes. And you could play a demo for that on PS1. Resident Evil 3 came with a demo disc for Devil May Cry, even though it wouldn't actually come out until the PS2.
After Resident Evil 2 was completed, Capcom began development of new titles for the Resident.
All right, this is probably going to be the fact that Code Veronica was the original Resident Evil 3, but then they had to split from production teams. So the game out on the Dreamcast and on the PS1, so it became different games. So Code Veronica ended up coming out later for the Dreamcast, and then Resident Evil 3, which was originally a spinoff, became a mainline new entry. I bet this is the fact they're going. It's wrong. This shit. It's called Did You Know Resident Evil, but they got their facts wrong. Code Veronica is not a spinoff. Code Veronica has never been a spinoff. No, just because it is not numbered does not mean it is not a mainline entry. You can have mainline entries to games regardless of the number. Code Veronica is and has always been a mainline entry, even though it is not numbered. So they are incorrect in titling it a spinoff. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, woman.
I don't know enough to say anything about it, so yeah.
But yes, no, for anyone out there that tries to tell you Code Veronica is a spinoff, it is not. Code Veronica is a mainline entry into the franchise.
Resident Evil 5's downloadable mission, Lost in Nightmare.
If you hit the investigate button, I think it's like 20 times or something like that, it will give you fixed camera angles.
If you try
to look up Ashley's skirt all the time.
I did not. Thank you very much.
Lies.
I knew every one of those facts wasn't even close, and there was even the one I called out that they were wrong about. What a great time to be a Resident Evil fan. All right. All right.
I'll be right back.
You do what you gotta do. I'll talk to chat for a bit, and then when you come back, we'll go on to our little challenge mode. Any Code Veronica story elements ever tied into other games other than Umbrella Founding? It's standalone and unnumbered. Well, so first of all, yes, it's the game where Chris and Claire reunite. Code Veronica is the end cap to Resident Evil 2. Like Resident Evil 2 is all about, because remember, Claire's the main character of Resident Evil 2, not Leon. The canon run through of Resident Evil 2 is Claire A, Leon B. Usually people run through Leon A, Claire B first, and then they do Claire A, Leon B. So the through line that starts with Resident Evil 2 is resolved in Resident Evil Code Veronica. Also, Wesker having his badass, first Wesker surviving, for one, is introduced in Code Veronica. Wesker having his superhuman powers, which comes into Resident Evil 5, is introduced in Code Veronica. Trying to think, what are some other ones? Let's see. Close for Claire, fair enough. And again, yeah, set up for Wesker. Trying to think if there's anything else of note in terms of like making it mainline. Damn, the remakes, you're telling me. First achievement, Lollipop Chainsaw was the upskirt one. Based. Yeah, Hookman Love. Yeah, that's play. We might do more of these in the future. Yeah, what's the first appearance of the virus? Do you like the game because his name is Leon? My favorite character in Resident Evil is not actually Leon. Fun fact: my favorite character in Resident Evil isn't Leon. My favorite character in Resident Evil is Jill. So, just fun fact. Yeah, not much else. Yeah, I'm not. Well, it also expanded on which this isn't really like necessary to other entries, but Resident Evil 5 does reference it. Is the Ashcroft family being the founder, being amongst the 3 founding fathers of Umbrella. So the fact, that's another point to it being canon is that so Resident Evil 5's loading screens would do this thing called the History of Resident Evil, and there are several Code Veronica entries on the History of Resident Evil loading screens for Resident Evil 5. So there's that going forward as well. Yeah, a lot more Umbrella lore. Jill has to be the luckiest character in Resident Evil. Not after what they did to her in that Resident Evil 3 remake, looking like a fucking sick puppy. God damn, she's disgusting. I hate the remake, man. I hate Remake 3 so much. Resident Evil 3 is my favorite of the original trilogy. I hate that fucking remake, dude. Now it gets a mention in the Hunk report. So yeah, there's a lot going on for Code Veronica. It's a mainline entry. Wonder how bad Code Veronica will goof up the canon. It can't be worse than what the other remakes have done. 2, 3, and 4 remake have all thoroughly destroyed the canon. Like I don't know what more we could be. I don't know what more we could ask for at this point. Like I don't know what more damage could be done. Playing Sinking City 1 SC2 demo. So I loved the Sinking City. I have not played it on PC yet. I got the Sinking City on fucking Switch several years ago, and it ran well. Sinking City ran well on Switch. I really liked it. I have it on PC. I have Sinking City Remastered on PC. I haven't played it yet, and I have donated to the Kickstarter for Sinking City 2. I liked Sinking City a lot, actually. I love Lovecraftian horror, cosmic horror. Like Sinking City was a very underrated game. But yeah, shout out. Appreciate you. They want to do the Twin Delusion remake? I don't think they will. You're right. Yeah, we got to get Sebby to play Sinking City is what we got to do. See if that shit scares the fuck out of her. You're muted, so you know, babe.
Sink City? What? Like, what is it really that scary? I guess I'm terrified now.
Well, you don't handle horror games very well. It's not that it's got scary moments, but it is more. It's Lovecraftian. It is straight up. It is a Lovecraft story. You're dealing with the Innsmouthers. You're dealing with cosmic horror. But you're a private investigator in the 1930s and an isolated island.
I played Call of Cthulhu. I played let's see.
Hold on. Was Call of Cthulhu on the Xbox?
I played Alone in the Dark.
Alone in the Dark is so good.
Yeah, I love that one. I played
the Alone in the Dark game on the Dreamcast was my favorite.
Yeah. So I'm just looking through my stuff. Yeah, Call of Cthulhu. I played Darkness Within. I've played
hold on a second. Let's see.
I played Eresis.
Yeah. Okay, so when you say Call of Cthulhu, we're talking about Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth. Hold on, I'll pull up an image real quick. Because there's several Cthulhu games. This is the one I played on Xbox back in the day.
Oh no, I played the Call of Cthulhu from Steam. So
I don't know if it's the same one as this or not.
Let me share it. Hold on. Let me share this one. Yeah. I played.
not
I
played- yeah,
I played
that
through
one-
it twice. I played through it twice.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have that one or not, actually.
Yeah, this is a really fun game. I really
No,
like
I did
it.
not have
And
that.
like I said, yeah, Alone in the Dark. Hold on.
And that is certainly not
This
the one I
one-
played because that was. Oh, you played through the new Alone in the Dark. I've not played the new Alone in the Dark yet.
Yeah,
The one I played
this
was
one I've played
Dreamcast.
3 times. So this one I've done 3 times of it. It was so fun. It's really fun. Yeah, Erisys actually was also really fun. This one, that's been really fun. That was really fun to play. I think I played. I don't know if I played. I have not played Forgive Me Father. But those ones are
I've
also
played about
fun.
2 hours of Forgive Me Father. It's got
So
tension, if you like that. It's scary, but it's more of an action game. It's more like imagine if Duke Nukem
Yeah.
were in a
Oh.
in Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Forgive Me
And-
Father is a
and you
lot
and
of
I
fun.
played-
For a little bit of
Yeah. And you and I played Labyrinthine, and I played Labyrinthine. I finished
that
it
the,
once
like,
completely.
Is that the Haunted Maze
Yeah.
one that you and I played? We need to get
Yeah,
back to that. I
because
was loving
you
that.
only-
That is the
you
only
only
horror
got-
game.
Yeah. You only got through like one piece because he has like all the different areas. It gets even worse.
Right, yeah. We got through,
No,
I think,
yeah.
the first 2 areas.
Yeah.
But that
For
is the
sure.
only horror game her and I have played together that's actually gotten me to jump.
Yeah, that game is so fun.
Yeah, Labyrinthy or Labyrinth or Labyrinthine, however you say it.
Labyrinthine.
Labyrinthine has been awesome. We need to get back to playing that one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna going through my list here. And there's still more, of course. Oh, and this one I talked to you about it.
Yeah, I didn't. I
Yeah.
wanted to play this with you guys so bad, but I was out last night because I had this game on my wish list and I was so happy
Yeah.
it was gifted to me.
It
See,
was so fun. Even Hypno said this has analog horror written all over it. And it's like, yep, he's gonna love it because it has like that VHS like feel to it where it just kind of has like the lines and everything of like being like
Scan
when the
lines,
VHS.
yes.
Yeah.
Next
Oh, it's
time we
so good.
do, next time we do a playthrough of this, hopefully, if Hypno is still watching, I have Still Wakes the Deep. I can't wait to play it. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, this game is so good. I played it I think twice. What you should do is you get an achievement for looking at the guy's shower, and like I got the achievement by accident because I basically did it as a joke.
Because
I
you
was
wanted to look at
commenting-
naked dudes, right?
I mean, duh, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, yum. So you spend you're walking around, this guy is showering, and I did it as a joke. I started commenting on his shower practices. I was like, oh, look at this. Let's look at his butt and stuff. And I got the achievement. I burst out laughing. I was laughing for like 10 minutes because apparently that was an achievement because I didn't look exactly what it was. Yeah, but I think like it's just a lot of
Yeah, hopefully.
Cthulhu
So what
are
we'll do
fun.
if we play that on, if like let's say, because I know we're not doing it this coming Saturday.
Yeah,
and
not
no, I've
this
not
coming
heard of
Saturday.
I've not heard Detention as that, but I'm adding my wish list now. But if we play it the week after next, then I will just do that as Analog Horror Night.
That would be so good because it's I mean we are on I think we're like on day 5, starting day 6, and there's 13 nights that you have to survive.
I wonder if you can add in players that weren't there for the first several days.
Yeah, because it
Okay.
is a save file, so we're playing off my save file.
Still Wakes the Deep was good, more walking sim like than action.
Yeah. Ish. No, I would say no because like Still Wakes is deep.
Walking
What you
sims
can do,
you can't really die in or anything.
yeah. What I think is even better about Still Wakes is Deep is that it gives you the prompt and it asks you right up front, do you want yellow paint? And you can choose no. Which I
well,
wish
that's
more
good.
games did that. Yeah. And this is something that I talk about all the time. Every time I play a game and it has yellow paint, I make fun of them because they should do what Still Wakes the Deep did. Still Wakes the Deep like ask you like outright, do you want yellow paint? Yes or no? You can say no. I mean, if it gets too hard and you can't figure out where to like how to like sneak around the monster where you can crawl into it, now it's really easy to figure out. You don't need
But,
the
you,
yellow
but
paint.
you say the monsters,
You
like
can
you
turn it on.
can die and stuff. It is still like a
Oh
game.
shit!
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so then I would
died
not call it a
3
walking simulator. Like just because you can't fight back doesn't make it a walking. A walking simulator is something like Firewatch.
Mixtape. Mixtape.
Mixtape. What's the horror game that I played from Abubakar Salim? Dead Take. Dead Take is a walking simulator.
Mhm.
So like, but if there are repercussions to your actions, then it's not a walking simulator.
I'm just laughing at the.
Yeah, just because there's no combat doesn't mean it's a walk. Just so you know, like for clarification, walking simulators are like you can't fail in Firewatch, you can't fail in Mixtape, you can't fail in Dead Take. That's what makes them walking simulators.
I'm gonna add something else to this because Still with the Deep is not just a chase sequence and it's not just a quick action event. No, you have to set up traps to trap the monster or to lure the monster away. So it's not just a chase sequence. You have to do extra stuff. You just can't fight back.
Yeah, I mean, because like if it was about not really being able to fight back, like by that logic, you know, what's that one where you have the multiplayer game where someone's the hunter and you've got the survivors? Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight.
Like,
yeah,
Dead by Daylight would be a walking simulator, which obviously it's not. Akatsuki Atreus with a 5-banger. Is this Eric Jenkins? It just occurred to me. Is this Eric Jenkins?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think I'm just now realizing. I think this is Eric Jenkins. Sevi kept putting traps at the main entrance of the store. She was the real horror. You need to check the floor when entering rooms now, Leon.
So that happened once. Okay, twice. But the second time I
the
put
number
a
just
bomb.
rose. Was it really only twice?
It was really only twice. The first time around is I thought we were gonna.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
So the first time I put a trap in because I thought we were about to get attacked and I didn't know we were going to get a warning. So you get a warning and they says you have 60 seconds before the creature attacks you to like figure out a room to hide and trap and everything. So because we let go a doppelganger. So if we let them go, then you know you're going to get attacked. So I put a trap out and immediately somebody walked in and then died and they were human. And I got yelled at for like 5 minutes straight for putting a trap out there. And the second time I put a bomb to detonate. And then Hypno was freaking out over the fact that I was putting bombs by the entrance door. But then I ended up saving everybody's life because I detonated as the monster came in because I had a detonator thing.
So you saved everyone by accident?
No.
Be honest.
I didn't know. I was waiting around. If you look at my stream, I was waiting around by the door, like another door, from a careful distance while Hypno was right in front of the monster. And I waited for the monster to walk in. And then the monster and Hypno were right there by the bomb. And they had detonated the bomb. And I'm pretty sure it hurt Hypno, but he didn't know that it was my fault, that he almost died. So I think we're good. But then later on,
I hope
Hypno
he's
did
not
kill
still
me.
watching now.
No, but then later on, he did kill me. So he grabbed his gun and he killed me. And then it was like, no, I died. What the fuck?
What up, Dragon Reborn? How you doing, homie? Appreciate you. Clive Barker's Undying. I don't think I played. Wait, no. Undying. I think I may have. Clive
Exactly,
Barker.
Evan says 4-7. It's not your fault. Other players can look at the ground.
No,
How
I never
is it
played
my
this one.
fault?
Clive Barker's Undying. I never played that one. Interesting. I do like Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Have I heard of Scarlet Lake? I just added it to my wish list.
I did play Amnesia, but it was getting to my motion sickness with
Amnesia will do that. I don't even have motion sickness, and Amnesia is a rough one at times.
Yeah. And I had to stop.
You know what?
playing it
Akatsuki
after a while.
Atreus makes a good point. Says, you think Eric could type all that without error?
Good point. Yeah.
Now I need
checks
to figure
out.
out who this is. Now I need to figure out who Akatsuki Atreus is.
Undying you can find in GOG. That's awesome.
I think Ill looks fucking awesome, Demon Carol.
It looks amazing.
Ill looks sick. And I mean that in both the slang form of awesome, but also it actually looks like gross. It looks disgusting. Which is good. I want that. So yeah, Ill looks incredible. That is one of my most anticipated upcoming games is Ill. I think could be wrong. Hold on. No, I thought someone
Speed
gave it to me in
Racer is
advance.
now.
No, they did not. What?
Speed Racer is now being streamed on free on YouTube.
What, Speed Racer?
Yeah.
Speed Racer, great anime. I watched that a lot growing up back in the day.
Yeah, I saw it too.
All right,
For
woman.
somebody who doesn't watch anime, I've seen a lot of anime. Let's go.
Are you ready for the challenge?
Oh my god, I'm gonna get felted on this. This is not gonna be good.
Break out the pen and paper. We need to keep track.
Okay. I got pen. I got no paper. Hold on. Let me find. Pen. All right. I got the back of an envelope. I'm good. Leon Sevi. There we go. I'm ready.
I am challenging my girlfriend to a Who's That Pokemon? Guess 100 Pokemon, all generations. First come, first serve. Whoever answers first, we're going to see who knows their Pokemon better, me or Sevi. Let's go.
This is not going to
Can
go
you
well.
guess 100 Pokemon from all different generations? Let's have some fun. This is the quiz show. Guess that Pokemon.
Piplup.
Yep.
Piplup.
All right, give me your point. Give me your point, woman.
I did give you a point. This is not good.
This was your
Why
idea,
did
by the way.
I know. Why do I do this to myself?
To everybody, I just want to remind you all, this was her idea. Luxray.
Oh.
Luxray. Who's that Pokemon?
Oh, it said hot. I said hot.
Halucha.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you want to give me that point?
You can have that point, Gengar, by the way. You can have the point for Halucha, but I just got Gengar.
Fuck. Oh my fucking god.
Guess this one.
You fucking retard.
Gengar.
I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore.
Would you rather like for Gengar or comment for Pikachu?
Gengar, obviously, by the way. Like the stream, chat. Like the stream. Pikachu.
Oh my god. I wasn't even looking at the screen.
That's a you problem.
Fuck.
Which Pokemon is
Blaziken.
this?
Ah.
Blaziken.
Make sure you're putting points. I just got the last, like, 2.
I know. I'm keeping track.
Rhyperior.
Okay, I do not know that.
Rhyperior.
Rhyperior.
Oh my god. This is insane.
Togepi.
Why do I
Togepi.
even try? It's insane.
Can you name this Pokemon? Mimikyu.
Alakazam.
I said it first.
No, you didn't, but I'll give you the point. because
I
saw
did.
it.
Alakazam.
It's like one of the few
Would you
I
rather
know.
be slimed by Alakazam or
What do you mean one of the few you know? You're a Pokemon fan.
I am. I
I
know.
would like to remind you all, look at this bitch's background. We see a Litten. We see multiple Pikachus. Like,
subscribe to the quiz show?
Well, Alakazam is one of my mains, so
Guess that Pokemon.
I don't.
Dragonite.
yeah, Dragonite. I blanked on a Gen 1er. Fuck. Umbreon.
Oh, Umbreon. Who should get it first?
Umbreon.
I got it first.
Oh, fuck you.
Very easily.
So retarded. What's his name? It's not. Oh, it's not.
Cinderace.
Oh, fuck.
I did not know that one.
I did know that.
Who's that
He was my
Pokemon?
starter.
Not Lantern.
No.
Chandelure.
Yeah, Chandelure. Fuck, I should have known Chandelure. Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
You suck.
Can you guess this one?
Talonflame?
Talonflame.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got
I
it
wasn't sure I
right.
was correct. Togekiss.
I'm just gonna give you the point. I'm not gonna wait.
Togekiss.
This is retarded.
Which Pokemon is
Totodile.
this? Totodile.
Oh my god.
I
Oh,
got
don't
nothing.
know.
What the
I don't
fuck
know.
is that?
Komo.
What?
Whoa.
Never heard of
nope.
it.
Me
Save
neither.
one Pokemon. Bulbasaur. Or Squirtle.
Squirtle, easy. Fuck
Squirtle.
Bulbasaur. Squirtle's way better.
Squirtle.
That's my girl.
The saving Squirtle.
Can you name this Pokemon?
Jolteon. My favorite evolution, by the way.
Really?
Jolteon.
Yep.
Mine is Umbreon.
I know. Which is why I beat you, Umbreon.
Fuck you. Magnus. No. No, is it Magnus?
Magnezone.
Magnezone.
No.
I was like, okay, Magnezone. Damn it.
Guess that
Mew.
Pokemon.
Mm.
It's Mew.
Flygon.
Flygon.
Muck.
Muck.
This is just sad.
Who's that Pokemon?
Lucario. John Del Ra's favorite.
Lucario.
I know I'm already dead. It's alright. No idea.
I got nothing.
Koraidon.
Sure. Why not?
Oh, what's your
Gardevoir.
name?
Gardevoir.
Yeah, that's it.
Gardevoir.
He's so strong in
Can you
TCG.
this one?
Like when
Sableye.
you're, yeah.
I'll pause it real quick, by the way. Sableye, but you can say what you want to say about this TCG.
Oh, she is so strong in TCG. Like, oh, she can dominate. Like, just complete. If you set her up, you can just like outright one shot the other player like right away. Yeah, I have not played the new gen games.
To be fair, I really haven't either. So we're on the same page there.
Sableye.
Oh, I don't know.
Frostlass.
There we I was not sure. I got nothing.
Can you guess the Pokemon by the emojis?
Blastoise.
Oh yeah.
Blastoise. Which Pokemon is this?
I don't know.
Inteleon.
Inteleon? Yeah, Inteleon. Okay. Don't give me that point. I didn't get it in time.
Yeah.
Staraptor.
Staraptor.
Leon. I said it first.
I will give you that point. Leon, my son, I started One Piece TCG this weekend. I'm so
Nice.
terrified to play it because I have a bad habit of getting addicted to TCGs, like addicted to them. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys are having fun. If you have lore questions, oh, you're watching the show, so you'll get the lore even better. But yeah, I hope you have fun with it. I'm so terrified to play the TCG because I will spend all my money on it.
Yeah, I definitely know that if you can pause it for just a second. Like, I definitely know that there's a couple of things that, like, if I get into it, I know I would get really, like, way too addicted where I would lose sleep. So
Yeah,
some
dude.
stuff I need to, like, step away from it and not get into it just because of that.
Yeah, for me, it's like classic Resident Evil, Sonic the Hedgehog, alcohol. Speaking of, I need to pour another glass. All right, let's keep going, babe. So we were only on 32 out of 100.
Can you name this Pokemon?
Torterra.
No. Yeah.
Torterra.
Oh, what's his name?
Corviknight. Leon, what's your guess is the One Piece? My guess, and I will tell you, just one starter deck each. That's it. That's totally a good place to start. Obviously, it's a good place to start. It's a starter deck. My guess for the One Piece. Rat, I know you're just now watching. Don't worry, this is not a huge spoiler because it is just that, a guess. I actually have no idea. I'm purely guessing. I think the One Piece is the tree where the devil fruit grow and spawn. That's what I think the One Piece is. I think the One Piece is the origin point for the devil fruit. But that's I could be 1000% wrong. So I've got one for Lorcana, Pokemon one. Lorcana has been blowing up. Lorcana at this point is a real contender for like actual trading card game tournaments and whatnot. It sells a bunch. Like Lorcana looks like a really fun game as much as I hate Disney. And 2 Magic, 1 being Fallout deck. I also have a few of the Fallout decks. Because I know you and I are both big Fallout fans. I also have a few of the Fallout decks.
Man, if you got into Pokemon TCG, like you can play like
I
on
was as a
the
kid.
app.
I actually was one of the few kids in my school that knew how to actually play the game, and then I just moved on to Magic.
Because then, if you still have Pokemon and you have it on the app, I will play you.
I would need to learn how the mechanics and stuff have changed since pre-2002. But yeah, I could definitely relearn Pokemon and play with you. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Ampharos.
Ampharos. Guess that Pokemon.
Zoroark or whatever it's called.
Zoroark.
Oh my
Got
god, yeah.
Skarmory. I even waited until you're looking at the screen just in case.
Skarmory.
Wow, thank
Give
you.
me a point.
I did. Oh, Sylveon. I said
I'll
it
let
first.
you have it.
Thank you.
Sylveon.
Sylveon is so cute.
Who's that Pokemon?
Crobat.
Go.
Crobat.
Crobat. Save 1 Pokemon. Mew or Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Normally I would say Mew, but this Mew art looks incredibly too sexual, so I'm going for Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Like, no one should ever be drawing Mew in that position. That's disgusting.
Yeah. It looks so weird, dude.
Can you guess this one?
Not Rosalade. Rosalade?
Roserade.
Roserade. Fuck, don't give it to me. I was wrong. Absol. My boy.
Yep.
Absol.
Machamp.
Oh, fuck. Yep.
Babe, are you regretting this yet?
Machamp.
I regretted this like 5 minutes in.
Which Pokemon is this?
Lapras.
But it's still fun though.
Lapras.
It's still really fun. And hopefully Chad is having fun as well. Oh, I don't know.
Shaman.
Shaman.
Fuck.
I got nothing. Echo the Dolphin.
No, I had no idea.
Palafin.
Sure.
Can you name this Pokemon?
Greninja.
It looks like a frog.
It is. Yeah, it's Greninja.
Greninja.
Snorlax.
No. Oh, fuck you, man.
Come on, baby. I know you're better than
Snorlax.
this.
I was answering when you already said it. So I was like, fuck that, dude. I don't know.
It looks cool. Haxorus? That one looks cool. I don't know the fuck it is, but...
Guess that Pokemon.
Rillaboom?
Rillaboom.
Bingo, bango, bongo, baby.
Can you guess the Pokemon by the emojis?
It looks like Piplup. We already did Piplup.
It's Piplup.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Salamence.
Yep.
Salamence. Who's that Pokemon?
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
You can have it. You can have it.
Mewtwo.
Electivire?
Electivire.
Oh, you got it. Oh my
Oh
god.
fuck! What are these bitches called?
Noivern.
Yeah, no. I would not have gotten that one if you gave me a fucking million years.
Can you guess this one?
Garchomp.
Garchomp.
Pokemon from Pokemon Sword. The
Zacian.
shield. Sure, Zacian. Go for it. Whatever.
Which Pokemon is this?
Leafeon.
Leafeon!
Can have
Who
it.
did it first? Thank
It's
you.
Leafeon.
Oh, I don't know.
Zekrom?
No, that was not a Triss.
Yep. I
Or
got that one, by the
Arceus.
way.
Okay.
Ditto.
Oh, fuck. Yep.
No, he said it Atreus because Rillaboom. Because Gorilla.
Oh, I get it.
Monkey.
Oh, that's hilarious. I thought he was talking about Arceus, and I was like, that's not the Arceus Pokemon.
No.
Okay.
No. Can you name this
Squirtle.
Pokemon?
Squirtle!
You can have it. I'm just happy you named one. You can have it.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Would you rather be chased by Squirtle or spend a night with Zubat?
Squirtle.
Squirtle. It's a turtle. It's slow. You can just outrun it.
Yeah.
Metagross.
Oh, yeah.
Love this Pokemon.
Metagross. Guess that Pokemon.
Bailey, I think is what it's called. Bayonet?
Bayonet.
Bayonet. There we go.
Okay. I don't know.
Toxtricity.
Toxtricity.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
Who's that Pokemon?
I got nothing. That's Sparrow Jack.
Oricorio.
Sure, Oricorio is exactly what I meant to say.
Uh-huh. I don't know.
Electric Chest.
Miraidon.
Miraidon, yeah. Driploom. Or Driplim? Driplim.
No, I think it's...
Drifblim.
It was Driplim. I was correct.
Can you guess this one?
I don't know.
I got nothing.
Dragapult.
Sure.
Oh shit, I have no idea.
Hydra something.
Hydreigon.
Hydreigon, that's right, Hydreigon. Rule 34.
Primarina.
Primarina.
Exactly, same thing.
Which Pokemon is this?
Hopefully not Rule 34.
Delmise.
It's an anchor. Why is it called Delmise?
Save one
No idea.
Pokemon. Charmander or Totodile.
Totodile. Charmander sucks.
Charmander. Charmander is cute. And he can become Charizard.
Scizor. We're at 70 out of 100,
Scizor.
baby. It's almost over.
I'm
Can
trying.
you name
I'm
this
trying.
Pokemon?
I just don't know a lot of these. I don't know.
Aztecia.
Roaring Moon.
Yes.
That is an actual move.
Ninetales.
And
Ninetales. Guess that Pokemon.
Vulpix.
Vulpix. Guess the Pokemon by the emojis.
What's the corgi electric
It's
type?
Jolteon.
Oh, Jolteon.
oh, Jolteon. What does that have to do with the puppy?
Slowbro.
Yeah.
Slowbro. Who's that
Rayquaza.
Pokemon?
Or Rayquaza, how do you fucking say it? I still don't know 20 years later.
Rayquaza.
Oh, there you go. Oh, is that the sword and the shield?
Yeah, but I don't know what it's
Aegis
called.
Slash.
Aegis
Oh yeah, that was
Trial
Aegis
Means.
Slash. That was it.
Oh,
I don't know.
Cradelia or something?
Cradily.
Cradily, fuck.
Can you guess this one?
Charmander. You can have it.
Thank you.
Charmander.
Jirachi.
Yep.
Jirachi.
Charizard. I said it.
You can have it. I almost said Charmander like a
Charizard.
fucking idiot.
Which Pokemon is this?
Oh fuck.
That is the like
Iron
future
Valiant.
delayed. Yeah,
Yeah,
Iron Valiant.
Iron Valiant.
Future delayed. Okay. Oh my god. Fuck. Gen 2.
Gligar.
Yeah, I was a Gligar. But yeah, Gligar. Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I got nothing.
Duraludon.
Okay.
Save one Pokemon.
Crazy Pokemon looks
Gardevoir.
fun out of his mind.
Or Glaceon.
Oh, I'm saying Gardevoir.
Glaceon. I'm selling Glaceon.
Traitor.
Glaceon is cuter.
Can you name this Pokemon?
No.
Ian Malcolm's best friend.
Tyrant.
Melodic.
Milotic.
Same thing. I've always said melodic.
Guess that Pokemon.
Oh, I don't know.
Hot one.
Centiskorch.
Glaceon.
You can have it.
Glaceon.
I also said it first.
Sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Goo Dragon.
Goodra.
I was close. Actually, hold on.
Who's that Pokemon?
Sceptile. I know I got this one right. I said Goo Dragon
Goodra.
is a Goo Dragon. I would, by the way, I'm really close to this one. I knew that it was a dragon type and it's gooey. Goo Dragon. I was really close. Just saying. Anyway, I got this next one. It was Sceptile.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah, I know. I already gave you that.
Okay. My favorite starter of all time.
Sceptile. Can you guess the Pokemon by the emojis?
No.
It's Umbreon.
Is Umbreon the fucking fox?
Oh, what? No.
Arcanine.
Yeah.
Arcanine. Can you guess this one?
Weavile.
Weavile.
Tyranitar.
Tyranitar.
Delayed.
Yeah.
Gallade. Which Pokemon is
Meow.
this?
Yeah.
Meow.
Oh, I don't know.
Delphox.
Yeah, absolutely what I was gonna say.
Well, we already did this one.
Already.
Yeah,
Don't
we
give me a
already did
point.
this
Let's
one.
do Lucario. Yeah, we did.
Lucario.
Why did you come out twice?
I don't know.
Can you name this Pokemon?
Eevee. I was too late. I'll give you the point.
There you go. Gyarados.
Yeah, Gyarados.
Gyarados. Save one Pokemon. Eevee or Gyarados.
Oh, easily Eevee.
Eevee.
Who cares about Gyarados? Come on now. We're
Yeah.
saving Eevee.
Eevee.
Guess that Pokemon.
Infernape.
Infernape.
Okay.
Lugia.
Oh, we're still going? Okay. That's fine.
Lugia.
This will be the last one probably because it's at 100, so.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this video.
Alrighty. How many did you get, babe?
I got 10.
That means I probably got about 80 because there's probably about 10 that I wasn't able to guess.
Yep. Yeah.
You remember this was your idea?
I always my idea. Usually they're always my idea and I always lose. But it was still fun.
It was certainly fun. I started feeling real guilty about 20 Pokemon in.
Oh, you're good. You're fine.
I felt like that wasn't even fair.
It's all right. It's all good. It's just fun shit to do with chat. It's all right.
Obi-Wan Kenobi with a 2-banger. Scizor, lesbian's favorite arts and crafts activity. Yes, that alongside making fish tacos for dinner. And Obi-Wan Kenobi with another 2-banger. Batman. There's no laws against Pokemon. Batman. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, so I made this joke on SNH earlier, or a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, and nobody except for Sheep got it. I'm gonna have to subject you to this.
Okay.
Just know, you've been warned.
Oh, okay.
Guys, Sevi is not familiar with there being no laws against Pokemon, Batman.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm ready.
How do I? Here we go.
Batman, I caught a little Pokemon. Do you want to know what Pokemon I caught?
What Pokemon did you catch, Joker?
I caught a little punny, Batman. I caught a little punny.
Oh no, Joker. Don't tell me.
Yeah, you already know, Batman. You know what I'm gonna do to that thing.
Joker, it's an animal, Joker. You can't.
Batman, there's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. I can do whatever I want with it.
No, Joker. No, don't do it.
I'm gonna do it, Bat.
Whoa. Whoa.
How do you feel?
I feel dirty. I don't know. This is not okay.
Oh no, there's a bed right there. Oh no. Shouldn't the lawyer know that? Oh dear. No. Yep. So when I said, I don't remember what the context was on SNH last week when I said there's no laws against Pokemon. That was what was being referenced. Just so you're aware.
I am so disappointed in you just now, just to let you know.
That was subjected to me much in the same way that it was subjected to you. I did not find that on my own. I feel like that's worth noting. All right, crew. We've been going 2.5 hours. We got one more video for you. That Pokemon video that we just did was really a lead up for this. Crowning jewel tonight's stream. Investigating the biggest scam in Pokemon. I have no idea what this is, but I bet it has to do with the card grading scheme. Because grading things, comics, trading cards, video games, is all a fucking scam. Let's go.
PSA has the power to turn a singular Pokemon card into a multi-million-dollar asset when Logan Paul's ultra
PSA, for those of you guys that don't know, is the grading system.
rare Pikachu Illustrator was given a PSA 10 grade, it became worth over $16 million.
You know, I'm not necessarily a well-off man. I'm not necessarily poor either. I sit in the very comfortable lower middle class, such as the life of a low-tier streamer. But even if I were an Asmongold, a Logan Paul, why the fuck would someone pay $16 million goddamn dollars for a piece of cardboard?
Paul Logan did, right?
You mean Logan Paul, baby?
Yeah, Logan Paul did. And
Well,
he tried to open it up, and then it was like sticking, and he was complaining about it.
I don't know about any of that. I know that he has some, like, he gets graded cards and stuff like that, and he's an absolute tourist, but that's the extent of what I know about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Grading even sports cards have to be careful. Yeah, grade. You have to be careful when you do the grading. But even then, the grading is like the system itself seems to be a scam.
A single grade point lower and the card's value drops to 1.4 million. But when one company has the ability to create or erase millions of dollars with a single number,
No, it is not the reason it's gotten worse, JW. I'm sorry. Like, as much as I would love to blame Logan Paul for this stuff, as somebody who's been in the comic book collecting scene for 20 years, no, it's always been bad. And I don't think Logan Paul made it any worse. I really don't.
there's bound to be corruption, and a recent pattern of major screw-ups has many people suspicious of PSA. They've authenticated cards that were altered to look perfect. Their grading system has been exposed as extremely inconsistent, and they've even admitted to straight up destroying high-value cards during their process. And those are just the mistakes that we can 100% prove. There are countless grading decisions that happen every single day that are losing people hundreds, thousands, and in extreme cases, millions of dollars, which is why when you dig deeper into PSA, the more insane it becomes that a multi-billion-dollar industry revolves around a
There's one instance, and when I would think grading video games is okay, and it's purely for preservation purposes, not for like, oh, so I can flip this and make millions. If you have a factory sealed copy of a game, factory sealed, so it's never been opened, never been played, nothing. Get that shit graded, get it in a case. That way it is preserved. That is like my exception when it comes to grading. Like, I've got some comics I could get graded and would probably be worth the fucking buku bucks. Behind me up here, I've got a Spider-Man comic signed by Stan Lee. I didn't buy it. Well, I bought the comic. I took it to Stan Lee to get signed 2 years before he passed. Certificate of authenticity with it and everything. That is probably worth some coin, or at least could be if I got it graded. I'm not going to because grading is a scam.
tiny number on a piece of plastic. Before PSA became synonymous with corporate greed, they were actually providing an extremely consumer-friendly service. PSA, which stands for Professional Sports Authenticator, offered a universal standard to determine how much a card was worth. Think back to elementary school at the lunch table. Your friend has a bag of chips, and you're willing to give up your ding-dong in exchange for it. The chips aren't objective.
Whoa.
That's a fucked up elementary school, son.
Relatively more valuable than the ding dong, but if both of you are satisfied with the trade, then it really doesn't matter. Sports cards and trading cards used to be the same way. Maybe I wanted your Charizard card and you wanted my Pikachu card. We'd just swap them and be done with it. But eventually, how rare the cards were became a factor to consider in the trade.
Well, sort of. I think he's being a bit disingenuous here. The reason cards were rare is usually because they are better. Not always, but usually the rarer cards were better. So there's an inherent value on them because these card games at the end of the day, it's not like baseball cards. Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! These card games are meant to be played. There's a game involved. So you want the better cards because the better cards give you a better chance of winning if you're good at the game.
All of those factors is what PSA considered to determine how much a card was worth, which resulted in people paying big money for cards in all different niches. PSA essentially created the industry standard guide of what matters when buying or selling cards. In a close inspection, a trained PSA grader validates a card's authenticity, ensuring that it is officially licensed merchandise and not a knockoff. They assess any potential damage, such as rips, tears, scuffs, folds, and finally, they give a grade to the card's overall condition on a 1 to 10 scale. And at the end, they carefully encapsulate the card in a protective case to preserve its condition with a label displaying its name and official PSA grade. Before PSA was rotting the industry from its core, it was actually meant to preserve the integrity of it. But as their power and influence grew, they started moving away from being a humble service for hobbyists and developing into a corporation fully fixated on profits.
I mean, that's not inherently a bad thing as long as they were able to maintain a level of quality. I have nothing with a business starting small and growing and getting bigger. I'm a capitalist. Like, there was a time when Nintendo was amazing. We all loved Nintendo because they were putting out. We didn't care how much money Nintendo made. In fact, we wanted Nintendo to make money because they kept putting out banger games: Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, early era Pokemon games. It's only when the quality drops and the greed grows even greedier that we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
PSA expanded their company beyond just grading cards. They integrated with eBay to create the PSA Vault, which helps store, list, sell, and ship trading cards for their customers. So if you wanted to sell your recently graded card, you could have them take care of the entire selling process from start to finish with little effort. PSA even offered a buyback service where they would purchase the card directly after grading. And some interpret this as kind of a conflict of interest. You're handing a company your card, they're deciding how
I mean,
they're deciding the value of it.
They're deciding the value. That's true. If they can buy it back, then, or not buy it back, but buy it off immediately after grading it, there's incentive to grade it lower so they can get it cheaper. I imagine that's the angle it's taking.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have incentive, to grade it lower and then to sell it for higher. Just
right.
Mm-hmm.
much it's worth, and then they're offering to buy it from you themselves. If they plan on reselling the card for a profit, they have every incentive.
And normally, I don't know about normally, but the general idea when it comes to like TCGs, at least in my area, now I can only speak for Magic the Gathering because that's the only card game I deal in. Whatever the card is worth, like I got a Sliver Queen over here. For those guys that don't know Magic the Gathering, you know Sliver Queen's a moderately expensive card. $300, right? If I was going to take that to a store and sell it, they're probably going to give me 180 or whatever 60% of the value is. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but 60%. I think 60% of 100 of 300 is about 180 because they're going to want to sell it for 300 because about what the card's worth. So this is really no different. Like obviously, if you're going to want to sell, now we're talking graded cards worth thousands, tens of thousands, even up to the millions. They're going to be giving you now. Once you get into the millions, all right, sure, take 60% because 60% of 10 million is still a pretty sizable fucking chunk of change. But like, it scales down very quickly. I've been with a 5-banger. Nothing wrong with the company being profit focused as long as they do so by providing quality products and services. Bingo, exactly. I agree with that 10,000%. This is for you, Legend.
It's the only time simping's okay is if it's for your wife. You can simp for your wife.
If you're cheating. If you're cheating, it's okay.
Yeah, hurry here first.
Shout out. Thank
You
you
know
for the
what's
5-banger.
you know what's funny about that clip is I can hear myself talking in the background.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not noticed that. I'll have to play it again, check it out, and listen to it.
To convince you it's worth a little less than it actually is. It's like when Rick from Pawn Stars calls in one of his buddies to tell you what your rare artifact is worth, and almost every time it's worth.
I mean, if you're going on Pawn Stars or something like that, you probably don't know what you have is worth. That's why you're there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, also pawn shops. I mean, they're obviously gonna pay you way less and then hike up whatever it is that they're selling. So it makes total sense. I mean, like, if you're actually trying to make a buck, why are you going to a pawn store?
Right? Yeah, that's their entire business model. That is on you as the person for not acknowledging that and going in. No one goes to a pawn shop to try and get fucking rich. It's usually the opposite. You're doing it because you're poor and bad with money, and you need a quick escape.
And you need like something quick, which is not gonna be that good anyway. Because I mean, they're not gonna profit. They're not gonna stay in business by just giving you a fair deal.
Thank you for the sub, Rickshaw. Sorry, go on, hon.
No, it's just not gonna happen that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Worth way less than what you thought it was. From there, PSA's parent company, which is confusingly called Collectors, also acquired rival grading services Beckett and SGC, getting them closer to becoming a monopoly. Today, PSA and its sister companies take up 80% of the total market, with PSA accounting for a whopping 72%. And that dominance comes with an immense responsibility. The trading card market is now a multi-billion-dollar industry, and basically every collector on the planet relies on PSA PSA's labels to determine that each card they received was authentic and in perfect condition. And when PSA makes mistakes, they aren't just minor disputes. They have the potential to be catastrophic errors that can bankrupt a collector. But before we get into that, we all live busy lives. There are so many things to do, and it never feels like there is enough time in the day.
All right, you know the deal, crew. If we're stealing people's content, we'll let the ad reads play out.
Hey, you should probably go get that yearly checkup to make sure you're in good health, but you don't have time to sit on hold all day. Today's sponsor, ZocDoc, makes the process a whole lot easier. ZocDoc lets you search and compare local, in-network doctors with more than 150,000 providers and over 200 specialties across all 50 states. You can view tons of reviews from real patients and detailed doctor profiles to help you choose the right one. ZocDoc lets you see actual appointment openings and click to instantly book a visit. Appointments happen fast, usually within 24 to 72 hours, and you can even score same-day appointments. Best of all, ZocDoc is free to use. Taking care of your health just got easier. Head to ZocDoc.com/PatrickCC to get started and check that appointment off your to-do list. In 2017, a 1952 Stan Musial baseball card sold for $2,800. It had slight imperfections, including a black dot on the border, as well as a few small scuffs on his jersey. All things considered, the card was still in great condition and received a PSA grade 9. 7 months later, another copy of the card was sold, this time a PSA grade 10, for a price of $28,100.
That's the difference between a 9 to 10. Holy shit. 2,800 to 28,000. And if I was to wager a guess, this one's graded 10, but it's actually worse than the 9 if I'm just guessing.
The problem is these were the same exact
Oh,
card. Natural
the
markings
same?
on the back of
Jesus.
both were identical, meaning that someone had covered up its imperfections and resubmitted it to PSA, got a higher grade, and made tens of thousands of dollars. PSA is supposed to inspect every card closely before giving it a grade.
Jesus.
It checks for scratches, scuffs, and imperfections, but it also ensures that the card is both authentic and unaltered. Like when you and I look at a PSA 8, 9, or 10, we just kind of say, yeah, I mean, it looks perfect. But PSA's job is to notice the tiny things that we never would. Maybe someone repainted a tiny white chip on the edge, or they trimmed a fraction of a millimeter off the border, or they managed to fix a crease that used to be there. And even still, you might wonder what the big deal is. I mean, if a card can be restored to pristine condition, then why should it matter if it was original or not? Well, it's because the history of a card is a major factor.
Go on, hun.
No, that's crazy. It's crazy that they're doing this. It's crazy, and nobody is doing anything about it.
Well, I mean, like he was saying earlier, though, there's a monopoly on the market. There's really no other grading companies that even come close. Like, I go to conventions all the time. They have the grading services there live at the conventions. It's always PSA or one of their subsidiaries. So, the fact they even have any competition is wild to me because, like you said, they control 80% of the market.
Yeah.
Factor in its value. To see a card preserved for almost 70 years without a single flaw doesn't just make it worth more money, it's also just objectively cool. And this is not just true for cards, it's really true for about anything that is rare. The flowing hair silver dollar sold for $10 million in 2013. That's because this coin was the first dollar coin issued by the United States federal government in 1794. Somehow, someway, this little coin was preserved for 220 years. If nobody can...
Yeah, I know a dude who used to be huge into coin collecting. He had coins from all countries, all denominations. Now, obviously in America, the ones that were worth the most were the American coins, but like he would have like, oh, here's a quarter from 1872 or what the fuck ever. His quarters were $50 fucking. Like crazy shit like that. Like I agree, that is cool. The idea that things like that have been preserved for so many years. That's why we're so up in arms about the Sony stuff. Like, what do you mean we're not gonna be able to preserve our physical copies of games? I've got the slew of PS1 games just over here off camera. I want those to last forever. I want, when archaeologists uncover the ruins of my apartment in 10,000 years to see. Like to be like, oh man, what is this? Oh, what is this encased in glass? Because glass doesn't decompose and there's been no air compression. Oh, what the fuck is this little blue hedgehog thing in Sonic statue? Like,
cared about preserving anything that was rare, then we'd all just buy one-to-one bootlegs. Authenticity matters, and PSA was meant to ensure all aspects of a card were authentic, but they messed up too many times to count. A Billy Maloney card from the early 1900s was purchased for $81 before being altered, regraded, and sold for a $900 profit. A 1952 Mickey Mantle card was altered and resold for $14.
My dad, I don't know how much you know about baseball, how much this matters to you. My dad got a baseball signed by Mickey Mantle himself after a game. He must have been a child when this happened. Like, I don't know how much that ball is worth. Maybe nothing this way. I don't know. I'm going to do a quick Google. How much is an authentic Mickey Mantle signed baseball worth? An authentic Mickey Mantle signed baseball typically values between $500 and $1,500, but the exact pricing scale ranges from $300 to $10,000 based entirely on condition, grading, and inscriptions. So you'd be sitting on something between $500 and $10,000.
$1,800. Ironically, a separate Stan Musial card from 1948 had its edges trimmed and sold for a nearly $2,000 profit. By 2019, hundreds of examples of altered cards that PSA had.
Someone earlier said found Sevy's next law case. Guess it happened. PSA guard class action says altered baseball cards created and auctioned. This from 2020. Damn.
Properly graded had piled up, culminating in a class action lawsuit. The lawsuit went further than accusing PSA of making a few mistakes. They argued.
So the says, unfortunately, Mickey Mantle's stuff was target of a forgery ring. Yes, I'm not surprised by that. I didn't know that. I'm not surprised. And that is why grading does matter as a concept. PSA as a company may be a shitty company, but the idea of grading isn't a bad thing. Because when I say it's a scam, obviously it's a scam in that you've got PSA out here making these mistakes, doing things that are immoral. However, verifying authenticity is a big deal. That's why certificates of authenticity are a big deal. That's why when I got the Stan Lee signature on my on my Spider-Man comic, I paid the extra $30 to also get the certificate of authenticity to come with it, because authenticating things is a huge deal. So yeah, I don't disagree about, like, when you say the forgery ring, he would effectively have to get that baseball card, not baseball cards, right? Baseball itself graded. Finding out all my graded cards for my God Pack and TCG Sim over 20,000 worth. God damn, Hitman.
Wow, that's insane.
This video is making me Jones to get some of my magic cards graded, but I won't fall for it.
That trained graders should have been able to recognize the alteration and allege that PSA knowingly allowed them to enter the market regardless. The situation became too large for PSA to ignore, and they announced an internal investigation into the matter. Now, to be fair, PSA grades millions of cards every year, and these alterations were done specifically by the seller to deceive trained authenticators into getting a higher grade. It is possible that these specific instances were genuine mistakes, and someone just figured out how to beat the authenticators. But whether PSA approved the cards knowingly or made a genuine mistake, the result for buyers was the same. Altered cards entered the market with legitimate grades that people thought were original and could be sold for far more money than they were worth, which made people start to wonder if that little number in the corner could really be trusted. Sometimes customers are disappointed with the grade their card gets. Maybe
I had to fight with the dude when I sold the Pokemon card. This wasn't even graded, by the way. I listed a Shining Kabutops. In fact, I'll pull up the exact card. Wonder how much this bitch is worth now. Kabutops, first edition. So, this card right here, this Pokemon card, Shining Kabutops. I had one of these. I sold it. Ungraded, 466. Damn. When I sold this shit, I fucking shit you not. This was like a $60 card. I sold it to a guy for $40. I mentioned in the seller description that it was gently used. I'd had this in a deck. I played it. It was in very good condition, but it was gently used. That's why I went from the normal $60 price to $40. Now, mind you, this is fucking 13 years ago. Bro, the fact that this is a $466 card now, god damn it. I shouldn't have sold this motherfucker. PSA 10, $7,000. Now, to be fair, mine would have probably been like a 7 or an 8. Mine would have been a 7 or an 8. The only damage to it, and the reason it's gently used, it had some slight like scuff marks on the backside. So not where the art card is, but the backside, which was like the Pokeball and says Pokemon TCG and stuff. There were some scuff marks on the back.
Maybe they thought it was a perfect 10, but PSA found a small imperfection that bumped it down to a 9. The customer now has two choices. They can accept the result and sell the card, or they can resubmit it to PSA and hope for a better result. Pokemon card collector and YouTuber Pokemon Steven submitted approximately 10,000 cards to be graded by PSA over the past couple of years. A little under 200 of his cards received unsatisfactory gradings. He believed that these cards were actually 10s, so he decided to resubmit them on the off chance that someone had made a mistake, and the results were shocking.
81 PSA 10s from the regrade experiment. 189 cards in total, so 108 cards did not make the cut.
81 of the resubmitted cards were bumped up from a PSA 9 to a PSA 10. That's 42%, but he had not changed the card.
That's a staggering amount of quote-unquote
Wow.
mistakes, if that's what they are.
That's crazy.
Like, why would anyone trust this system? Like, I don't know if it's a training thing at PSA. I don't know if it's, again, I'm of the mindset that it's just more or less a scam. But this is a massive problem. Hypno, if you're still watching, homie, that you got your graded cards back, almost 20K worth. You could actually be sitting on more, depending. Yeah, 20 pay God pack. Nice. Yeah.
At all. The corners, the art, the surface were all exactly the same as when he submitted them the first time. The only thing that changed was the grade itself. And as discussed prior, the difference between these two grades can mean the difference of hundreds, thousands, and in extreme cases, millions of dollars. What one inspector
That's insane.
the other may view as a 10, and it's starting to seem like the only difference is how lucky you are.
TCG Sim.
Oh, TCG Sim. I misunderstood. Sorry, you said TCG Sim. Oh. When you said the game is crack, I I thought you were talking about Power World. My bad. I thought you said some of your Power World cards off to get graded. Graded my God Pack and TCG Sim. Yeah, I've gotten some stupidly high graded cards. I had got a single card in TCG Sim that was over, like, one card was I think it was like 28,000. Let me look at my achievement list real quick, because they've got achievements for graded cards. And yeah, I told you the game is crack. I've been obsessively playing it. TCG Card Shop Simulator, achievements. Obtain 100 gym mint graded cards. I got that one. Destiny, I can't stop. Influential shop. I'm rich. Helping hand. Bagaholic. Card shop. Sick pull. Obtained a full art foil card from an opening. I've done that. Grading apprentice. Obtained 10. No, that's 10 gym mint and rich. I've done that. Oh man, are there not one for gym for ratings? Either way, I've got a single card from TCG Sim from a fucking grading that was like $28,000.
Wow.
The Logan Paul thing about the sticking. Oh yeah, let's pull this up real quick.
Clean.
Very
Brother.
There's a little nick on the left here.
Good point, Hypno.
The centering's thicker on the left than it is the right. You would need to bring out your grading tool to figure it out. Look at this, chat. What we
Oh
said.
my God. Yeah. Jesus.
Still a beautiful card. Very pretty. Still a beautiful card.
So pretty. So pretty.
First ever Pokemon trading card ever. Top's not Nick, guys. Top looks good.
No bands either.
Nah, no bands. No, it's beautiful. It'd be a centering thing.
Chat saying nines.
Yeah. I see a 10. There's a couple 10s on this chat. I chat. think the chat's right. Put it like this, bro. I think nine's good. I think it's a 9 or a 10. Steady stream of 9s. I'm getting some 10s now. So we got like
I will say what you want about Logan Paul. He handled that card very gingerly. He did. He handled that card very gingerly, and I appreciate that.
15-20% chance. In my heart, I think it's a 9. I think it's a 9. It's still fantastic, but I gotta be honest. I think it's probably a 9. It's that centering. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, right. And then there's a little nick here. Little tiny nick here.
What is the centering on this card?
Bottom left. Like, look.
Honestly, the centering to me isn't.
45, you tell me.
It's this left piece on the bottom left. That certain light. It's like right on the edges.
Yeah. Yo, this might be an impossible task. This is insane.
All right, back to the video.
Being reviewed. PSA's grading system is supposed to be an objective measurement of the card's condition, but as more controversies pile up, the grading seems subjective. Just goes to show that people are insane for paying such a massive premium for 10s. PSA is a huge scam, but resubmitting the card could also hurt its value. Another collector submitted over 100 cards to be regraded, 19 were given higher grades, but 34 of them were actually given a worse grade. But why does this happen? I mean,
I'll tell you why this happens, because PSA is no different than the TSA. Basically, the way you're treated is entirely dependent on the motherfucker handling your check. I've gone through TSA and I've had nary an issue. I've also gone through TSA and had to be checked for weapons and bomb residue on my hands.
Are you serious?
When we left Orlando, I told you about this. Or no, it was maybe when I left Boston. No, it was when we left Boston. When you and I went to Boston a couple months ago, and I got my plane to leave afterwards, dude, they pulled me aside, did a check, pulled me aside again, did a second weapons check, pulled me aside a third time, had to put residue on my hands and had me tip my hands on a machine to see if there was bomb shit on me.
I didn't know that part. I knew that they pulled you aside.
Not only did I tell you this, I told the story on stream like twice. And that still wasn't the end. I finally, only then did I actually go through like the machine where you had to put your hands up and stuff. And once I went through that machine, they pulled me aside to check me for weapons again. You want to know the fucked up part about that whole story?
What?
Family in front of me that didn't get any checks whatsoever. Group of Muslims in hijabs.
Wow.
They missed you not.
They missed it. They missed the mark.
Yup. I've told that story on stream multiple times. I know I texted you about it because I was pissed.
The rules are clear enough. 4 perfectly sharp corners, full original gloss, no stains or no scratches, with a slight allowance for printing imperfections. The problem is that a human grader still has to decide what counts as perfect. Maybe there's a small mark in the artwork that one grader notices while the other one doesn't. What one grader sees as a printing imperfection, another may view as an unnatural defect that bumps its grade down. So now, submitting to PSA is like gambling, especially when you consider the fees associated with this process. Submitting to PSA for grading costs $25 per card plus shipping, and they do offer slight discounts for bulk submissions. But think about it, if you get a low grade, your card could be worth less than $25, meaning it costs more to authenticate and grade than it's actually worth. However, if your card is worth more, PSA will charge you insane amounts of money to do the exact same grading as a worthless card, like Nico, who submitted his rare Mickey Mouse card that was worth $20,000 to PSA, only for them to charge him $1,000 for his perfect 10 grade.
Why would they charge him $1,000 for that?
They upped the grading fees. Even though it's supposed to be, am I understanding that it's supposed to be a flat fee of $25, but they charged him $1,000?
That is crazy. What the
or
fuck?
Scruffy, who was charged $150 for a 10 grade 2021 Pokemon Sword and Shield Evolving Skies, and $600 for a 9 grade 2002 Charizard Reverse.
That's what we were talking about, Tiger King. But that's where the lawsuit stuff comes into play, because their website is advertised as it is a $25 flat fee, again, plus shipping. That's why this is a scam. That is exactly why because once they find out the value of the card is higher, they want to get more out of you. You're exactly correct. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is bullshit.
But they can't. They shouldn't be allowed to be advertising as a $25 flat fee per card.
Mm-hmm.
Foil. There's also John, who was told by PSA his card was worth $25,000, which is why he needed to pay them $1,000 to authenticate it, but then his card only sold for half the value they claimed it was worth. And no, they didn't give him a $500 discount and say, oops, we messed up. And he still made a great profit, but remember that the grading process for all of these cards is exactly the same, and you don't know what they are going to charge you until after they have already done the service. This has led some collectors to accuse PSA of intentionally having inconsistent grading, so people will just keep submitting their cards for additional gradings. This is
No, it's beyond that. It's that, again, like we were talking about earlier, they will grade it lower. That way, they'll grade it lower than it actually is. Let's say you've got a 10, they'll grade it an 8, so it's worth less. They'll be like, well, we'll buy it from you, and you sell it to them, and then they sell it as a 10 or whatever.
unlikely considering they've been shown to both overgrade and undergrade cards. Then again, there are stories that make it easy to understand why some collectors still remain skeptical. The most notable example of this is when a collector named Preston submitted 30 separate Pikachu Zekrom GX cards to PSA for grading. He anticipated that most of them would be perfect 10s, but he was shocked to discover that none of them received a perfect grade, with the vast majority of them receiving PSA 9s. In spite of his disappointment, Preston opted to sell the cards through PSA's buyback service. However, he kept records of the serial numbers on his cards and searched them later online.
If I was just about to be turned out correct, they upped them to 10s after they did the buyback because he kept the serial numbers. I fucking knew it.
To discover that 11 of them had been listed as perfect 10s.
Bam!
This time,
Fucking
Oh my God.
PSA is a fucking scam. I've always, well, not always said, but I've been saying it for ages now.
a PSA 9 of this exact card was going for around $41, while a PSA 10 was nearly $200, meaning that PSA bought them from him as a 9 and sold them as a 10, and Preston missed out on around $1,500 for all 11 cards. And this highlights the conflict of interest I mentioned before. The only people who can change a grade are PSA themselves, so if they are authenticating and buying and selling cards, they could theoretically change the grade of any card to maximize their personal profits on the sale.
Of course they're gonna do that. That's
collection first.
Yep. I mean, no, you're right. This is. But how do you mitigate this? I mean, you're the lawyer. You tell me. How do you mitigate a problem like this besides just add more competition to the market? Because again, these guys have 80% of market share.
I would probably the lawsuit would be under deceptive practices. You would have to get the AG involved as well, so you wouldn't have to shoulder everything, and then get more restrictions on what they're doing. Because if the Attorney General gets involved, the Attorney General can impose restrictions and requirements on things that they need to do, and impose like a consent decree where they cannot change whatever grading they do. Like the first time, they can't change it later on, so they can impose more requirements on companies. Because that's the AG's office does that all the time on companies. Think about it this way. I've shared with you links about the AG telling universities and colleges regarding like the EI hires. Like, this is what, like, you from going forward, this is what you have to change. This is how you have to change your admission process to do this, X, Y, or Z. So they have told companies, not just in that frame, but in other frames, what to do. So they would do the same thing here.
And Rickshaw, to answer you, I mean, according to this video, it was the PSA themselves. The PSA sell cards as well. It was a PSA that sold these cards he bought, not another seller. Yeah. So it wouldn't be someone resell like the PSA sold. And we need to know the turnaround time, but
PSA 10 Mankey that's listed on eBay by PSA themselves. But if this card is a PSA 10, then why does the back look like this? Because how are they?
I don't know if you guys can tell on YouTube or not, if you're watching on phones, there is so much degradation of the top.
It's a lot of scuff marks, yeah.
Yeah.
Listing a card that looks like this as a PSA 10 on eBay through the PSA eBay account.
They need to get sued more. It's all a scam. I hate that PSA is the one that got popular. However, PSA offered a different explanation. Supposedly, someone at PSA had seen Preston's original post on Twitter. They personally believed that the initial grading was too harsh and conducted a secondary manual review, resulting in updated gradings after Preston had already accepted their offer, which is shady. They conveniently realized that they messed up only after they already bought the cards from him and resold them for a profit. Luckily for Preston, his story got a lot of traction online, and he claims that they privately rectified the situation with him, which I would hope means that they gave him the money he deserves for the cards he unknowingly undersold to them.
Honestly, that's probably what happened, because again, he only missed out on $1,500. It's probably a whole lot easier for the PSA to shell out what is nothing to them. They're a multi-million-dollar industry. Give some random dude $1,500 to shut the fuck up and move on. Yeah, that's a small price to pay. But they maybe give them double. Here's $1,500 and $1,500 for your fucking silence, and it's a small price to pay.
Them, but that still doesn't feel like a satisfying conclusion, and it still didn't explain why the cards were undergraded in the first place. A fellow collector claimed that cards tend to be undergraded by PSA when they receive bulk quantities of the same card. I guess the logic is that when you look at the same card over and over again, you maybe start to see imperfections that aren't there, or maybe the same person is just going over all of them and is like, surely they can't all be 10s, so here's a 9. But obviously that would be corrupt and unethical.
This reminds me of the story about, did you ever hear the story about the college professor that wanted to psychologically trap his students, and so he made every single answer, it was a multiple choice test and it had like 30 questions, he made every answer C. That way when the students were filling out the test and they like saw that every answer was C, they started freaking out and started changing their answers because there was no way they could all be C's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I didn't know about that, but that's interesting. I can see that happening.
Yeah, it is a real thing that happens.
So crazy.
Just to prove how people's psychology works against them.
Yeah.
Business practices. But most importantly, PSA did not make the situation right with Preston until after he went viral on social media and gave them bad publicity. Was Preston the only person this has ever happened to? Or was he just lucky enough to get attention online and put pressure on PSA to pay him what they owed? But one of the most insane controversies that gained traction online was when PSA admitted they damaged someone's extremely rare card, and many saw this as the final nail in the coffin for their reputation.
PSA destroyed my PSA 10 lenticular deoxys pop 38. Everyone, if I could reshare my Instagram post and spread awareness, this was the news I wanted to hear, but it happened. PSA damaged my PSA 10 lenticular deoxys while I was getting reholdered. The card was impacted during encapsulation process and was deemed a PSA 6. Now they're saying that the fair market value for the card is $20,000, with the most recent comp being a public sale of $45,000, February 22nd, 2026. I have no idea how their evaluation will make any sense. Multiple people have told me Deoxys is a $60,000 plus, and I personally have an offer over that. PSA fixed this issue.
A man named Brian revealed that his PSA 10 Pokemon card was severely damaged while getting it reholdered by PSA, bumping it all the way down to a grade 6. The card was a sky-splitting Deoxys, an extremely rare card released in limited quantities.
Yeah, they damaged the card, and then because of their fuck-up, they gave him less of a rating.
Of course they did. Wow. That's so messed
2004,
up.
right? And never
so
printed in
messed up.
English. There were very few copies like this and in his condition, making Brian's card almost impossible to replace. Now, Brian was getting his card reholdered. Basically, what this means is he already submitted it before and it got a 10, but he was paying them to crack open the old plastic case and seal the exact same card into a brand new holder. Collectors do this all the time if the slab gets scratched, cracked, or it just looks old. A fresh
So Tiger King, you were late to the party. This isn't just about Pokemon. This is about because TSA is a company, and TSA is the company that does all. I said TSA. Sorry, PSA. PSA is the company that does 80% of all gradings. Period, regardless of the product. Video games, comics, trading cards. It doesn't matter. So yeah, PSA has an 80% market share in collectible grading across the board.
Holder can make an expensive card easier to sell because buyers know the case is brand new and the card had recently been inspected. The problem is that the moment PSA cracks the case open, they're handling one of the rarest cards in the world, and if anything goes wrong, the damage is permanent. PSA acknowledged that they had damaged the card and offered to reimburse Brian the full market value, which they determined to be $20,000. He wasn't happy with this considering that the same card had sold for up to $45,000 around the same time, with others saying it was worth even more. Multiple people have told me that the Deoxys is $60,000
Dude, I would
plus,
have
and I
sued your
personally have an
fucking
offer
ass.
over.
Well, the thing is, I think the vast majority of people just flat out either don't have the resources or even worse, don't have the belief they can win. Like, how many people would be like afraid to sue McDonald's because McDonald's got billion-dollar legal teams, right? Doesn't matter. Just do it anyway. You should absolutely do it because oftentimes the press alone will pressure them. Like everyone has made so many jokes about the bitch that like poured hot coffee, drink hot coffee or spill coffee on herself or whatever, and sue McDonald's for it. McDonald's, do you guys realize how much money McDonald's spent on a smear campaign to slander that woman? She was in the right to sue because what had actually happened in that case. Yeah. McDonald's had and you're the lawyers, you probably remember this case, you can let me know if I'm wrong, but they had their coffee machine turned up to like something like 3 to 5 times hotter than it should have actually been, and it resulted in actual 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah, she got 3rd-degree burns. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
The reason, if I remember right, she didn't quote unquote win the lawsuit. They settled out of court, but the smear campaign that was ran in the media against her was bought and paid for by McDonald's.
For that, PSA fixed this issue. PSA got the $20,000 figure by averaging all of the recent sales of that same card. And this just seemed like a slap in the face because at best they're offering half and at worst a third of what it's actually worth.
If you go to trial on that, if you were to go to trial on that, you know the jury will side with the person that was wrong, and they would think about this as an evil, greedy fucking company, and they would also give him punitive damages as well on top of the market value of the card. So not only could he probably stand to get the damages of the card, he would get punitive damages because the company tried to hide it and lowball him, and then he might even get attorney fees. So he wouldn't lose. He wouldn't lose out of this deal at all.
For a car that's worth $60K, he might be walking away with $100K plus on the lawsuit.
Oh, easy.
Problem is, they caused the loss of the card and then gave themselves the authority to decide how much that loss was worth. And rather than accepting their deal, Brian took to the internet. Once again, the community was furious. And this specific situation ramped up to a whole new level once Moist Critical made a video about it.
Bro, 3.1 million views. Look, I like Charlie, but this is a W.
This is where it gets extremely spicy. That card sold only a couple of weeks ago by PSA. And this is where it gets a little conspiratorial, but I think there's a lot of merit to it. There are people that are speculating that they didn't actually damage his card when reholdering it. The encapsulation process.
Okay, they didn't do it. It was not their fault, of course.
What they're thinking might have happened is PSA, when reholdering that PSA 10 Deoxys that was submitted, they took it and then sold it themselves, and then instead gave him a 6, saying that it was damaged, and now it's down to a 6.
I guess PSA now stands for Pro Scam Artists. Critical brought awareness to this dispute far outside the card.
His card and sold it and gave him a lesser card.
That's what the conspiracy is. Yes,
I can see them doing that too.
And because a lot of people dude. Have I ever told you, this might be new lore for everybody watching and for you, Seb. Did I tell you why so you know that I used to be in the music industry doing booking, promotion, things like that. Did I ever tell you why I quit playing in bands?
I know that you were doing most of the work and people were not
That's not the
helping
reason.
out as much. But I don't.
No.
Okay, then that's what I assume was the reason.
No, and I've learned since then, and now I now do this with every product I buy. One night, I had a really successful show. Me and the band, we had a great show, dope ass crowd, played. So it was fucking awesome. And I'm driving back to my apartment. Me and the group are driving back to my apartment. We got all of our stuff loaded up in the back of the car. We said we're hungry. We just played this fucking show. We're sweaty. We're hot. We're tired. We want to get some fucking calories. We stop at Wendy's. We go into Wendy's. We sit down. We eat. We had come out of Wendy's. My car been broken into, and all of my equipment. I had 3 guitars in there, plus a limited edition cherry red Fender amp. And my guitar, my prize guitar, was an exact replica of Dimebag Darrell, the guitarist for Pantera, who was murdered. His ML Black Bolt. I had my basically we had our entire, or at least my entire, all my stuff was in my car. Shit stolen from us within the 30 minutes we were in the fucking Wendy's, and I just gave up on playing music. I didn't touch a guitar for probably 5 years after that happened. And so obviously I did the thing that anyone would do. I called the police, filed a police report, the whole 9, but I had not written down any serial numbers or anything, so they couldn't track the guitars. I was for days. I was going to different pawn shops in the city I'm in just to see if anyone had pawned it. I would have just paid the money to get that fucking ML Black Bolt back. That was my baby. That guitar was my baby. I would have paid 5 times market value just to have that guitar back. When I ran away from home at 17, I ran away with 2 guitars, 6 pair of clothes. That was all it. I ran away to start my life fresh. I lived on the fucking streets, and one of the only things I had with me was that fucking guitar. It wasn't even about how much it was worth. The guitar at the time, Dimebag Darrell replica, it was like a fucking somewhere between $500, $1,000 guitar. Didn't give a fuck. It's just that was the guitar I ran away with because I chose life on the streets over the home that I was in. And when that got stolen, I was going to pawn shops for fucking days to find that bitch. Obviously never did, but the police couldn't do anything because I didn't have any serial numbers or anything to attach to the police reports. There was no way to track it. Ever since that event, I write down serial numbers for everything.
Oh my God.
Community, putting PSA under more pressure than ever before. Brian announced they had come to an agreement that he was satisfied with, indicating that he was compensated for the proper market value of his card. By this point, the pattern becomes a bit too familiar. PSA rejected a complaint, the collector went public on the internet, and then the company changed their mind after the story went viral. There are dozens of other examples of PSA destroying their customers' cards, and you have to wonder if these individuals were ever given proper compensation. Probably not, because a massive YouTuber didn't make a video about them. And now I'm just genuinely curious if anyone watching has ever had this happen to them. Like, you submitted a card to PSA and you know for a 100% fact that they messed up your card and then sent it back but hoped that you'd never notice. Comment below if that happened. PSA's grade is supposed to be a symbol of reliability and prestige, but these days their reputation isn't much better than a sketchy pawn shop. And yet, people are still sending in millions of cards to PSA every single year. But why? Well, the thing is, most collectors don't continue to use PSA because they trust them. They continue because they have no other realistic option.
And that's where the monopoly aspect comes into effect. Because again, as we discussed earlier, 80% of the market share. I guarantee you, while there might be competition in the market, the cards are not worth as much if it's graded from them, because they do not have the same notoriety or commercial clout or whatnot as PSA.
Probably not.
There are other companies that do gradings, but a card with a PSA label can sell for far more than the same card graded by a competitor, leaving
exactly what I just said. Yep.
PSA for another authenticator would significantly cut down the overall value of someone's collection. And with the prices for some of these cards, we're talking about millions of dollars in value right down the drain. Boycotting won't work because all collectors would have to do it together. The market has decided that PSA is the gold standard, and it's almost impossible to go against what the market wants.
I honestly believe you have an easier job of getting Sony to recant on physical discs than to bring PSA down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the only way to kind of do something about it is to get the attorney general involved, so they issue a consent decree against PSA. And basically, that consent decree would just be don't change the fucking value of the card and resell it.
We may have found your new video for Legally Savvy, just saying.
With what time, Leon?
To be fair, you could actually do this on your main channel because this is gaming oriented. It's tabletop game, but it's still gaming oriented.
And then just cut
video
it.
games, and you are a lawyer, so you can speak with a legal matter. I mean, you can kind of do both in one and do it on your main channel.
I might have to do a live stream and then clip it and then just upload that video.
That
to
works
Legally
too.
Savvy. That would be the only way I could do it.
That's probably a good way to do it.
Buyers seek out PSA graded cards, sellers will continue to sell them, which means that they will just have to deal with whatever nonsense comes with working with PSA. This is why monopolies are supposed to be illegal. But above all else, PSA is just another example of how any hobby or niche eventually gets hijacked and exploited by corporations. The same thing happened with sneakers. Any regular person who wants to occasionally, maybe once a year or every other year, buy a nice pair of sneakers has to deal with insane price gouging.
Not me. I wear the same shoes until they live. Here's how I know when I need to switch shoes. You know how if you wear the same shoes long enough, and to be fair, you might not know this because I don't know if you ever lightning is bad, but chat, some of you in the chat will know this. You know how if you wear the same shoes long enough, they'll start to get the mouth, like the sole of the shoe, the bottom part will start to peel away from where like your toe is, and they'll start flopping. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Whenever my shoes start doing that, I give it about another year, then I buy new shoes.
You give it one more year? Oh my God, Leon!
I have bought exactly one pair of shoes since pre-COVID, and I bought them last summer.
Well, what about the Dragon Ball Converse?
I have not pulled the trigger on those because I'm not. I would want to wear them, and I don't want them to get damaged. But also, I don't know. I don't know.
You should just buy them, and I would just wear them. You don't. Not everything has to be a collector's thing. You should just wear them because they'll make you happy wearing them. You don't have to put everything in a box and then put it on the shelf. You can also enjoy it, and that's okay.
That is very true. But the current shoes I have are working and functional and good. So why would I buy a new pair of shoes?
Because if you don't buy them while they're selling them, next time you want to buy them, they're gonna be 4 times the amount.
There's also that. That is true.
Yeah.
I might pull the trigger on the Dragon Ball Converse. I won't lie. I almost pulled the trigger on the Sonic the Hedgehog Converse a couple months ago. I didn't do it. And Hypno, I'm gonna give some flowers to my boy Hypno here. Hypno hits me up. He's like, dude, did you see the Shadow the Hedgehog licensed official branded Converse? It's like, yeah, dude, they're super sick. I'm thinking about getting them. He's like, Hypno goes, I swear to God, goes, I'm gonna get them for you. It's like, nah, dude, I couldn't have you do that. I appreciate it. Dude, I will. No, really, I will. You're my friend. I would love to do something like that for you. I was like, I don't need you to get me gifts, dude. We're great. It's like, and I said no, and I turned it down. Hypno was being 100% serious about it, and I feel like I made the right call. I'm glad because I don't like accepting gifts is weird for me. But I feel like I missed out on those shadow shoes, and I shouldn't have been a good person. Because damn, so I feel like I need to get the Dragon Ball Converse to make up for the fact that I missed out on the Shadow the Hedgehog Converse.
Well, I mean, like we went through that. Like some of the options are as low, I think it's like $50, and then as high as 110.
It was 70 to 120, and 70 for Converse.
Yeah.
Converse are usually between like 50 and 80, depending on the quality you go for.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're doing like 70 for the Dragon Ball ones, you're paying like the $20-ish premium for Dragon Ball stuff.
Because when we talked about it, you said, "Oh no, it's probably gonna be $200. It's gonna be too expensive."
And they
then
were not.
I pulled
They
out the
were way cheaper.
website, and I was like, "There is a range. There is a range here. You could have like your favorite shoes that you could wear every fucking day." And you could customize it into looking whatever way you want to, and just like wear the shoes enjoy the fucking shoes. There is no reason why you need to just put them up in a box, you know?
Well, so the reason that the Dragon Ball stuff is a little bit different in terms of like putting it on box, I am slowly but surely working towards the world's largest Dragon Ball collection. I've got like 556, something like that, unique Dragon Ball pieces. So like because it's Dragon Ball, I would want it to be part of the collector stuff. But you're also right. I just want to wear the Dragon Ball shoes. I do. I just want to wear the Dragon Ball shoes.
Yeah, I mean, there's been many times where I have gotten something, and yeah, it's fun. It would be a lot easier for it to stay as a collectible and not play with it. I mean, like, what is it like look at my Asuka. I play with her. She's so cute. Look, I change her
see,
face
that's a
all
Figma
the time.
figure. Figma figures are worth so much more when you don't take them out of the box.
I know.
I don't take.
Exactly. And I have like the different faces. Like I play with it all the
Figmas
time.
are also great
pictures.
quality figures. Yeah, Figmas
Yeah.
are great quality figures. Of course, you want to take them out of the box and play with them.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's the thing. It's like there's some stuff I will keep
need
in
to
a
show
box,
you
and some
guys.
stuff that
This is what Cindy got me for my birthday. Like, look at that. It goes with my Sonic
Mm-hmm.
collection. Look at this. It goes with my Sonic collection.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. But like,
so
I'm a collector.
there's some stuff. There is some stuff that is worth just enjoying because you're living life, and life is just not collecting things; it's actually enjoying it as well.
See, to be fair, I get what you're saying. And I do agree with you, but there's also the combined aspect of I do enjoy collecting, and that's the thing is part of collecting is not just getting the thing. Like when I buy Dragon Ball stuff, the reason that I don't just like I have a much bigger collection than 500, 600, whatever it is pieces. If I was just like go on eBay or Amazon and buy stuff, the fun of collecting comes from the hunt. You go to the comic book store, you find the comic shop. You go to flea markets while you're traveling, you find the thing at the flea market. Like ordering stuff on Amazon just to have it in a collection, that's boring. 70% of the fun of collecting comes from the hunt.
Yeah. Well, I think you should just enjoy the shoes. If
Maybe
it
I will
makes you
pull the
feel
trigger on the
better,
shoes.
next time I'll just steal your red shoes and set them on fire. Then you'll have no shoes. So you better have a backup, you know? Just saying.
Availability of sizes because collectors or resellers pay thousands of dollars just to let a pair collect dust on a shelf. Shoes turned into a status symbol, and now it's trading cards. Actually playing with your Pokemon card could scratch the artwork, and wearing your sneakers could scuff them up, which will
And he is correct here. What were you saying?
No, we were just talking about sneakers.
Well, so I get what he's saying here. So in trading cards, there's a thing called proxies. Do you know what a proxy is?
No.
So a proxy, when you're playing a trading card game, is when you print off the card, just like go on the internet, print it off, or you like just basically you fake the card and you play with fake cards. I don't do that. I have no issue with people that do whatever it is, but I'm vehemently anti-proxy, with one exception. That Sliver Queen card I told you about earlier is on something called the reserve list for Magic the Gathering. The reserve list is a list of cards that Wizards of the Coast, the company, have said we will never reprint ever. You're a lawyer, you understand the concept of a social audible contract with an audience. If a company comes out and says something, and then they make that contract with the audience or with their customers, and then they recant on it, they're open to a lawsuit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Wizards of the Coast has a thing called the reserve list. It's a list of cards they will never reprint. Sliver Queen is on the reserve list. I have my Sliver Queen encased in a case to avoid any and all damage. So when I play any deck that needs a Sliver Queen, that's the one card I use a proxy for, because I can't use the cased version because, well, there's no way to put a cased card in a deck. Yeah. So the reason I use it as a proxy is I have the card. It's a real card. I own it, but I am not willing to put the risk of damaging that card in the hands of playing. Don't you sue Neopets? They were an institution, PBFs. I love Neopets.
value them, which is ironic because most people buy nice things because they want to actually use nice things. But the only way to protect the value is to avoid enjoying it for what it is. And unfortunately, no hobby is safe from this. It's only going to get worse. Once people begin to put a price on their favorite pastime, they make way for opportunists to take advantage of the hobby and get rich. PSA isn't just a
this isn't a thing about opportunists and getting rich. I don't like this guy's framing because it's very anti-capitalist. This is a monopoly problem. This is about a lack of competition in the market, not people getting rich.
Tragic story of an innocent hobby being corrupted, it is a reminder that nothing you love is safe or sacred anymore. And PSA isn't the only business that's built an empire by telling people what their collectibles are worth. Pawn Stars made a fortune with these same questionable tactics. But check out this video to hear that story.
That was a good video. I like that. Again, I'm very against the grading system, like I said, with the exception of at the beginning of the video where if it is a factory sealed product and you're doing it for preservation purposes, I think grading something is very important then because, again, it is all about preservation, which makes it about history. I'm A-okay with the preservation aspect for historical purposes. I used to have a factory sealed copy. I myself have it. It's probably just in storage or whatnot, but a factory sealed copy of Fatal Frame 2. At the time, I'd never played Fatal Frame 2. I went out and I bought a second copy of Fatal Frame 2 so I could play it, a used copy. The difference was like a $20 game versus an $80 factory seal game to show you guys how long ago this was because Fatal Frame 2, even loose nowadays, is not $20. Way more expensive. But anyway, like, because I wanted that factory seal version to be just that. I wanted to be preserved as factory sealed. So I think that for preservation purposes, it's incredibly important. But at the end of the day, PSA is a fucking scam. And Sev, you've got a lawsuit on your hands.
There we go.
All right, crew. It's been going for 3.5 hours. We're going to raid my boy Stupinzo. We're going to get out of here. On Kick, we'll find out who we're raiding. Not probably ABF. Yeah, ABF's live. We're going to raid him. Before we do, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the countercast. But Sevi, tell people who you are, what you do, what you got coming up, the whole nine.
Sure. I am Sevi. I'm a lawyer. I'm a gamer. Tomorrow I'll be at Monday Hangover, and then I'll be streaming later in the evening. I'll probably download Beast of Reincarnation so I can stream that tomorrow. So make sure to keep your eyes
is it
peeled
coming out
for that.
tomorrow?
Mhm.
You might be on a delay now. Does Beast of Reincarnation come out tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, Monday late. Yeah.
Fuck, I was unaware of that. Oh shit. Okay. Why is Stupinzo not live? Hold on. Did something happen with Stupinzo's live stream? Why does it say he's not? Guys, give me one moment here. I'm trying to figure out who we're rating, and did Stupinzo get taken down or something?
He says his internet dropped.
Oh, no way. Yeah, it says stream 31 minutes ago. Fuck. That sucks. All right, well, we'll rate ABF on both YouTube and Kick then. All right, crew. We out here like 4 circles. As for me, videos and streams every day. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to have some time away this weekend to go to a concert and just, again, touch grass because that is incredibly important. And let me tell you, Good Charlotte and Avenged Sevenfold was a dope-ass concert. I'll see y'all in flip-flops. See you tomorrow. Watch the videos recently if you haven't. And until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise. Deuces.